Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
Epic views, waterfall mists, summit sunsets. It's all better outside. And with All Trails, you can discover the best of nature with over 450,000 trails around the world. Download the free app today and find your next adventure.
This is Paige, the co-host of Giggly Squad. I use Uber Eats for everything, and I feel like people forget that you can truly order anything, especially living in New York City. It's why I love it. You can get Chinese food at any time of night, but it's not just for food. I order from CVS all the time. I'm always ordering from the grocery store. If a friend stops over, I have to order champagne. I also have this thing that whenever I travel, if I'm ever in a hotel room, I never feel like I'm missing something because I'll just Uber Eats it. The amount of times I've had to Uber Eats hair items like hairspray, deodorant, you name it, I've ordered it on Uber Eats. You can get grocery, alcohol, everyday essentials in addition to restaurants and food you love. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
You better wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Even 10 minutes is a long time to be awake like that.
You better wait here. I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Even 10 minutes is a long time to be awake like that.
Welcome to the Coach Uncut podcast. We got a special guest kicking it with us today, Monica. Gonna be hanging out, talking some life, some yoga, some entrepreneurship, a little bit of everything, a little bit of the culture, of course. Like, subscribe, follow us on absolutely everything, every platform. Facebook, we got a community on there, Coach Uncut Podcast. Find us on YouTube. It don't cost nothing to show love. Nova, Trey, what's up with it, man?
I'm coolin', man, you know. Hey, like, subscribe, share. It ain't like I'm hitting you up for a fundraiser for my kids.
Right.
It's free. It's free. Just show love for free.
Oh, yeah, nothing like a good old freebie.
I know, right? It's free. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They act like I'm
free,
hitting them
man.
up for some Girl Scout cookies.
Oh, yeah. Or some pound cake.
You're getting nothing but some cultural medicine,
Layer
man.
cake.
Some good laughs, some good vibes. This awesome intro and this music. All right, let's get to it, fellas.
Shout out Quinn, shout out Chi-Chi, bro. They always show up.
Oh, yeah, everybody
Love
that already
girl.
hanging out with us, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, ask us questions, and all of that. Let's get to it. Peace, love, and blessings is all I'm after. Beautiful woman, good cush, and a whole lot of laughter. Designer linen to stay dapper, then cap it off with a fly-ass caption to go with these moments we captured. It's the Coach Uncut podcast. I'm kicking it with the fam. Yeah.
Yo, it's your boy DJ Nova Fresh. I pulled up with my people right there. You hear me?
Shout out to the ocean and the people in the ocean. Yo, it's your boy Trey Pound, the moisturizer. Yeah, buddy. Rolling like a big shot. Soaking draws. Soak 'em like a dish pot. Oh, yeah. That splash is excessive.
It was a little extra.
Oh, yeah.
We got a special guest kicking it with us, a friend of Nova, Monica, who specializes in yoga. I've been following your content. Well, I recently started following and checking out your content. Monica, how you doing? Welcome to the crew.
I am doing well, and I don't just specialize in yoga, but we gonna keep it there tonight.
Okay. We can talk about a little bit of everything that you may specialize in, you know? This is our Thursday show. We are going to be going every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. We appreciate y'all for pulling up and hanging out with us. But Monica, tell us a little bit about your platform and what you got going on before we get into our shenanigans.
Well, I have several platforms. Being the entrepreneur that I am, first and foremost, I have an IT company. I provide consultants to hospitals and clinics working on electronic medical records. That's what really, really pays the bills. And then I have several side hustles. One of them being, as Nova talked about, is cakes. I've been baking cakes since I was a little bitty girl, and I ship my cakes all through the U.S. And I have waiting lists to get my cakes. Yeah, I'm not one of them lazy women. I love to bake. I love to be in the kitchen. I keep a clean house. All that stuff. So my family, we have a catering company here in Atlanta, and my sister pretty much runs that, but I help work it sometimes. But yoga is my passion. It's indeed my passion. I started yoga several years ago through an injury. I've been in fitness probably about over 20 years now, and I used to be a bodybuilder. And I used to pump and lift heavy weights. And back then, my trainers, they didn't talk about stretching. In fact, they just said the opposite. You don't need to stretch. So, they just wanted me to lift heavy. So I did a lot of lifting. And I was big and bulky, too bulky actually. And then I started having a bunch of pains in my body and started going to the doctors trying to figure out what was wrong with me. And the doctors couldn't find anything wrong with me. Like I couldn't even lift my arms over my head. I couldn't see with my legs crossed. I had all this pain. And then I was living in Missouri at the time. And the lady told me, she was like, Monica, you just need to go to some yoga. You need to stretch. And I was like,
shout out to that. And it took off from there.
Yeah, I ain't going no yoga. So that's really how my career in yoga started. I listened to her. I went to yoga, and I thought it was the dumbest thing ever because it was hot yoga that I started with.
Oh, yeah. I told y'all I don't like the hot yoga, but go ahead, Monica.
Why not?
I'm telling you.
I want to do goat yoga.
I'm telling you. No, fuck that goat yoga. Forget that goat yoga.
Fuck that. No, you right. Go ahead. No, you let that fly, sis. Yeah, you good.
Oh, okay.
Let that fly.
No, we're not doing no goat yoga. We do real stuff. That goat yoga is playing. The damn animal just get on your back and hump you, and you ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody came out of yoga and said that they had a good workout and worked their body. Oh, yeah. No, that's just to get your money.
I seen it on YouTube in Malibu. I wanted to do some goat yoga.
Now you need to do some Monica yoga. That's what I need you to do.
Okay.
Before we get into the yoga, let's rewind to these cakes. I got to hear more about the cakes. Give me your top selling cake.
My top selling cake is my caramel pecan cake. It's a 3-layer cake. Pecan. My cakes are made from scratch. A lot of people lie. They be using like Duncan Hines and Pillsbury and putting their cake and adding stuff to it and be like, oh, I made this cake in the kitchen. Yeah, out of a box. What sets my cakes apart is that they're all pure ingredients. I don't use anything cheap. A lot of people use imitation flavors. I don't use imitation anything. In fact, even what
ain't no great
Huh?
Ain't no great value, nothing in there.
No,
no.
we don't do
Okay.
that. Even like what is it, the McCormick? You know what they
No
call
better.
here
Oh yeah.
here in the stores in the U.S.
Yeah.
That shit ain't really pure. You know, it ain't.
She get
If
that
you
Mexican
go
vanilla.
to the Caribbeans, where they,
Yeah.
actually, make a lot of that at, you're gonna taste a difference. So most all of my flavors are flown in from the Caribbeans.
And flew out.
They flew out.
Nah,
That's
that's
see
fly.
Nova. That's why my cakes cost.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ingredients.
Oh,
And
I believe
then,
you. I'm a baker. Donut shop connoisseur. You already know the
so
more premium the ingredients is gonna cost you
them
to get the
ingredients
real
cost.
stuff. You be
And
shaving the vanilla, shake it up. You got to cook it down, all that stuff, man. I believe you. I believe you.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
we are losing recipes. But you one of the ones that are keeping the recipes alive, man. Where'd you get your recipes from? Is it family passed down, or you just came up with your own
I make
recipes?
them by myself. So my grandmother was a baker. She used to bake a lot, and she did not have recipes. She never wrote anything down. And I used to be in the kitchen. I was a little fat girl, and I used to be in the kitchen because I wanted to lick the bowl.
Oh
And
yeah. That was my bag too.
So
Yeah,
you
that
had no,
bowl
um,
was a
I used to
vibe.
lick the blender. That's why I
Kids
learned to
don't lick
like
bowls no
the
more. We
paddle.
lost
Oh
recipes.
wait,
So
my
like,
granddaughter lives with
kids,
me. My granddaughter
she
lives with
licked the
me.
bowl.
She waits and she licks the bowls.
My
I
kids
licked the
never licked
little.
the
I
bowl.
licked the little whisk things. I learned how to lick
Put
those.
them
So
all
that
up in your
that
mouth when you're
transition.
trying to get in the corner.
Yeah, that transition real well. It
See, that's
suited
why
me
you
real
got
well.
people
It
chasing
did.
you. That's exactly
yeah.
why you got people chasing you.
And
That's
that's
why.
why he trying to go out there with goats. So you say are you classically trained or just
Classically trained to bake?
yeah,
No, I'm self-taught.
self-taught?
I never went to culinary school or anything.
You don't have
About
to.
the
The
most
best
training
people.
I
Well,
had.
no, bacon is a science. That's
It
why
is.
I'm
It is.
asking.
It is.
So
It's
you
chemistry.
can't
It's
fuck
chemistry.
around with
But you
bacon.
don't have to go to school for that.
Nope.
You just got to learn the chemical makeup. Like I tell people, about donuts. It's chemistry. The air quality got to be right. The moisture in the air got to be right. The water has to be the right temperature. And a lot of baking,
I like
what
cooking
people don't
crack.
know, it's water can throw off.
Your
You
Wi-Fi.
can't use tap water sometimes. You taste
So,
on the East Coast, it might taste different on the West Coast. Water,
like your
the water
internet
taste,
getting
water
baked.
comes
Yeah,
from.
yeah, bro. Can you hear me now? Type shit. You losing signals. You losing some. You gotta hit the T-Mobile folks up and let them know your little hub ain't here really hitting on all cylinders today, man. But Monica, what's your? Have you had any celebrity clients or any notable clients or customers that have bought your cakes that we may know or no?
Well, I'm glad
I
you
know you
asked.
traveling with these pies.
When I lived in California, I baked for E40.
Oh yeah.
Oh, shout out to E40.
And when the Golden State
Oh,
won
sweet
the
and low.
championship, I baked the cakes for their party, for their
Okay,
celebration
okay.
party. I baked
Were
the
these
cakes.
cannabis cakes?
Well, E40's was.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
Now you talking my language. Now you talking my language. Do
Yeah,
you
I baked those.
who else you had? E40.
In
That's
California,
it.
it was E40. It was Guapale, and then the Warriors. I 2 years in a
The
row. I
Warriors. That's
baked for the
fire.
whole Warriors team. Mhm.
The whole Warriors team. That's
Well,
fire.
I
Did
mean,
you
I
get to
can't say
meet
they
them?
all ate it, but it was their team celebration, and they
Right,
bought
right.
they bought 10 cakes. They bought 10 cakes for me for their celebration.
Damn, I
Oh,
guess
okay.
I
How
eat
did they reach
strange
out?
again. Shit.
Hold on.
Huh?
How did they reach out to you or get in contact with you? Was it like word of
Well,
mouth, like advertising? Like how do you
it
get
was word of
those
mouth.
type of clients?
Like
Okay.
Nova said, people buy my cakes a lot. They're all over, and I mean, a lot of companies and was buying cakes and getting the cakes and doing Christmas parties. And somebody on the Warriors team tasted the cake at a party. And they was
Hmm.
basically like, "Oh my God, that's the best cake I've had. Where'd you get that cake from?" And they was like, "Oh, one of my girls make the cake." And they got in touch. He got in touch with me and told me, and they put me in touch with their rep. And they ordered the cakes, and they came and they picked the cakes up. So yeah,
She
word of mouth.
she had people passing out in the group from her cake. They doing video passing out. One dude almost put his wife out the house like, I can't give you none. Who that was? Baby Yoda?
Like, okay, you say group, but Casanova, how do you guys know each other? Like, tell us how you guys met. I know you said like it's
You know how
Peloton group.
yeah. So we met in a it's a black Peloton riders group. Very
Right.
very lovely group full of black professionals that ride the Peloton. It started during the pandemic, and it's like over 34,000 members. And it's very helpful, motivating, from you riding a bike, treadmill, the rower. People just inspirational, inspiring each other to be healthy, do healthy things. They even have meetups. That's how big it has grown. They have meetups on different coasts, and you just meet a lot of unique people from all walks of life. Like literally, if you need any kind of help, anything, these are like professionals. These are people that are high level executives, to regular people that's walking down the street, and they intermingle amongst each other, and the bike brought us together. Like I think we propped up the whole Peloton company, just that group alone.
Absolutely.
Like, now, is
And
there? Go
at the
ahead. Sorry,
time,
Monica.
when we first came on, it all started in the pandemic. 2020 is when it all kicked off. I noticed everybody, all they did was talk about riding. They riding hard. Everybody trying to get these high outputs and all that. I mean, which is great.
Very competitive.
But nobody's talking about stretching. Nobody's talking about recovery. Everybody just pounding several times a day. So basically, I came in and kicked boots, and I was like, you know what? We about to do some yoga up in this juke joint.
Yeah, she came in with her leg over her head, straight up, standing up straight with her legs. I was like,
what'd you say? So what you say?
Oh, that was like, Trey. That was definitely Trey. He said he liked the sound of the image that that brother.
She came in and she started doing these challenges for the yoga, Monica's yoga challenge, and people started like getting into it. She had people bending over backwards at the beaches and stuff, like sending in pictures and stuff, and I was like, man, she come in doing wall handstand.
Hey, what's your situation, Monica? You married? Cause you got people sending you yoga pictures bent over. I just trying to figure out what's.
Let me tell you. I put that picture in the Peloton group. It was the second day of the challenge. The very first challenge I did, the second day, nobody really knew me. And here I come with this yoga picture. And that's why I'm probably one of the most popular people in the group.
Yoga. It started with yoga. Then next thing you know, the cakes came out.
Yep, at one of the meetups that he was talking about, the very first meetup that we had in the Bay Area, I took a cake to it. Just took a cake because I take cakes everywhere I go. And they tasted the cakes and they went bonkers over that cake. I mean, they went bonkers. And they brought it back and started talking about it in the group. And then people's like, well, I want to try it. And at the time, I wasn't even shipping. I have to give Black Peloton credit. I was not shipping cakes. You had to get my cakes locally.
Oh, but again, Black people, man.
You got these over 30,000 Black people, and they like, this yoga lady and she baked cakes. They wanted cakes. So I like picked a few people to trial it out with. The ship
I got a question. Yeah. Why don't you guys segregate the Peloton movement?
Like, you have to get a Peloton to understand. Trust me. Get a Peloton. I can't explain it to you unless you get a Peloton and you go in the OPP.
You even fuck with Peloton. Peloton
you
don't fuck with Trump.
Look, you go in the OPP portion, and then you will quickly realize that ain't for me, bro. The regular Peloton group ain't for you, bro. It's just one of them things. They ain't talking about what you talking about. And whenever there's a ride that explicitly has like music that's in the Black culture, they are crying and complaining. You quickly find we usher people out of there. We'll see somebody post and we'll be like, oh, that baby don't know. Let's bring them on over. Let's bring them over to the side. Yeah, and that's what happened to me. I went into the original OPP, and my friend came and put her arm around me and say, hey, bro, this ain't for us. Let's go. Let me take you where it really is. And
we segregate. We separate. We started a whole movement. So you got Black Peloton riders. That's for male and females. Yeah, then you got Black Girl Magic. That's just women. We 40,000 strong, with just Black professional women. Then you got the men. What the men's group called, Nova?
Oh, my brother's keeper.
My brother's keeper. Then you got the men's group, and then you got just several different ones. Or the yoga group. You got the yoga group. I run that.
Boy, these meetups. I know the type of shenanigans going down at the meetups.
No, it's respect. You got to think these professionals. They didn't help people get jobs. They didn't help people get jobs. Like people were
No,
like,
no,
"Hey
no
man,
relationships happen out of
Oh
these.
yeah, that's a
these hookups?
yeah,
relationship that
yeah,
happens.
it's
Yeah, that's what I'm
relationships,
saying. Yeah, some
it's
vibes going on.
relationships."
I'll tell you
Hey,
one group I ain't gonna
I'm
be
a,
a part of is my
I'm a,
brother's keeper group because I ain't finna be in there with a bunch of dudes sweating and looking
it's
at.
no, it's not like that.
Oh,
Hey, so let me tell you how gangster it is. So I got in there and I made a post and I did the wrong thing. I came in there bragging or talking shit, like, and you can't talk shit in a room full of black people because they gonna call you out. So I told them I was gonna bust their ass on this ride, and when I get my bike, and so my bike at the time, Peloton was taking like 6 months to ship you your bike. It was because it was so popular. And I was like, well, it's gonna take me 6 months to bust y'all ass, so y'all gotta wait. Bro, somebody's like, shit, I work for Peloton. I have your bike to you next week, bro.
Yep.
My bike showed up next week, dog. That's just how powerful the group is. I was like, God damn, they serious. And they had what they call a funeral for me. It was like
Tell me why.
almost
Why?
because I came in there talking shit, and it was like almost 3,000 people showed up to bury me on
Bury
that
his
ride,
ass.
bro.
Bury them.
It's just love of the community, bro. It's just it's like good to see people like that look like you, talk like you, into the fitness aspect of things, bro. It's a real great group, man.
Monica,
Get
I
a
want to
Peloton,
ask.
bro. I bring you in.
No, I'm good. I
He said, "Did you say no? I'm good."
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need
I'll
no
bring
more.
you on in.
I need no more workout equipment in here. Monica, how do you balance like your passions? You say you're a baker, yoga instructor, entrepreneur. Like it sounds like a lot you got on your plate. How do you balance all that?
You know, it really comes down to time management and priorities. Like I told you, the IT, my IT company, that's the bread and butter. So that's during the day. But you know, I'm so good at what I do, it might take the average person, let's just say 4 hours to write a code. I can do it in 20 minutes, but
Damn.
I'm gonna still charge them for the 4 hours. So
You cold.
while
You
I done
cold,
did
huh?
my part, that gives me time to work on other stuff, you know,
Mm,
processing some invoices, you know, sending out things. I'm also a travel agent. I put together bomb ass trips.
Good gosh.
Um, so I do a lot of that in between meetings and things like that. I typically do my baking in the evening. You know, I taught my granddaughter, you know, helping, and that's my family, helping. And then yoga. Yoga is a personal thing for me. So every morning I get up, you know, I do sun salutations. And sometimes I put on a feed and other people join me. And I only teach. I used to teach almost every day, but I teach at a studio once a week. And it's a waiting list to get in to it. So it works out.
Everything you do got a waiting list, Monica. I see you.
Yeah.
I see you. I see
I mean,
you.
I
She
am the
plug.
bomb. I'm the bomb. But no, it's just it's a passion, you know, and it's all about,
Yeah.
you know, not lazy. Because here's the thing, you know, nothing's going to be given to us, you know,
no,
and you go out here and you see all these white people and a whole bunch of other people making all this money and doing these things, and then a lot of people we're made to believe that we can't do that, you
yeah,
know, that
Right.
can't be us. And I'm just the opposite. Tell me what I can't do, and I'm gonna show you how I can. So I don't sleep a lot, but I mean, not because I don't want to, because I'm just a very high functioning person, and my brain's always going. Like, what can I do next? You know, I remember, you know, my first husband, you know, he broke my heart because he was just like, "You too ambitious. Why can't you be happy with just, you know, a $50,000 job, and you know, and we just, you know,
shit.
live a
You
comfortable
can't do
life?"
nothing with $50,000.
Man,
You can't.
these cakes supposed to stay in my house. You getting these
And
cakes
I'm
out to
like,
everybody.
Yeah,
"Did you
that's what it
really just
was.
say that to
Was
me?"
you giving cakes
This
like
no,
that
this
you
was
bake
long
or
time
cakes?
ago,
Oh
and
wait,
we was living in Jefferson City, Missouri, and the average salary there was like $35,000.
oh
Oh,
that's on the Mormon
Yeah,
headquarters.
and I mean, but the point to that is that why settle? That was his
Yeah,
mentality. He was like, you don't never sit still. You always want more. You always
yeah.
want more. And the thing is, if I become comfortable, that's when shit go wrong. So I'm always like thinking of the next plan. What can I do? Because you know, again, if I don't take care of me, who gonna take care of me? If I don't
was there no
provide this
like
lifestyle,
Shit, you
huh?
baking
was there
cakes,
no
somebody gonna take care of you.
was there no middle ground that you guys could have came up with in that situation, or it was just like
Well, I mean, that's not why we end up getting divorced. That's not at
okay,
all. But the middle ground was, it was just like, I mean, there was none. I just was like, if that's what you're comfortable with, you know, that's fine. But I didn't go to school and get all these degrees. to just have a regular life and be comfortable. You know,
Talk that talk.
I want more out of life, you know.
Yeah,
Talk
And
that
I mean,
talk.
as
so
you
I guess,
should.
you know, he was very supportive. I mean, so he didn't block me from doing anything, even when I started the consulting company and started traveling. I mean, he held the house down when I was on the road.
Oh,
So,
nice house
you
help.
know, I would say the compromise was, I'm not going to stop her. She's going to do it regardless anyway. So let me support her.
All
What
right.
challenges you face as a not only as a black individual but as a black woman in the wellness field and also in the IT field because not a whole lot of
You're
minorities
right.
in those fields.
In both fields, I am the minority. All of my counterparts in the IT world are white men. There are some white women, but it's very, very hard. In fact, that's why I end up leaving. I walked away from a vice president job in California,
Mm,
very high paying job, and walked away from it because what you're not going to do is belittle me and make me
mm,
feel less than what I'm worth.
yeah.
So I would say, my struggle there is that. Um, a lot of these companies, they have these people in the higher ups that doesn't have an education. They're privileged stuff. So here comes this woman. I have a bachelor's in computer science, a bachelor's in mathematics, and I got a master's in statistics with a minor in accounting. So
Damn,
I'm
you do
coming.
numbers all day.
I'm coming with all this knowledge. And they become serious, they become
But she good at
intimidated
baking.
because they're just like, they don't have the degrees. And not only do I have the degrees, I know my shit. I'm the
Mm-hmm.
subject matter expert. Within the year of me living in California, I got the top consultant award within the year. I came in kicking doors down. So my name is very well respected in the IT world. So you're
Yeah.
not going to belittle me. So when the pandemic happened, the CEO at the time passed away, and they basically brought in a whole new leadership team. I was the only black on the executive leadership team, and they didn't like that. So they tried to diminish me and come in like I'm the expert. You coming in trying to tell me something I've been doing for 20 years and you ain't never done it in your life.
Yeah.
And I took a leave of absence. I took a stress leave because here's the thing what people need to understand. I mean, you become passionate about things, but these jobs, don't let them stress you out. Like this job had me so stressed and I was trying to hang on to it. I got this high $300,000 salary. Like I got this high salary and I'm not really doing much. And so I'm trying to keep it. And then California's cost of living is very expensive. And I'm
Yeah.
single. I'm doing all this stuff by
Especially
myself
in the Bay Area.
in the Bay Area. So my whole left side went numb.
Oh
Oh,
damn.
hell no.
Went to the doctor. They couldn't find anything wrong with me. And then this one doctor, he was like, it's stress. He wrote me a thing. He said, you need to take some time off your job. You're stressed. I turned it in and I came here to Atlanta doing my stress leave. And within 2 weeks of not being on that job, all my feeling came back. And that's
Hmm.
when I knew. I was like, you know what? Corporate America is not finna kill me. And I'm sure y'all probably heard about it in the news. The vice president at Lincoln University, the HBCU, that killed herself. That
Yeah.
was one of my best friends.
Oh damn.
You probably seen my face all over the news about that. And they bullied her so bad. She came in and working for a white president at a HBCU who never been a president. He became from the basketball coach to the president of the university. And here she
What's
come as the
that
vice president with
progression?
20 years of experience. So he
Yeah.
felt intimidated by it. He treated her and bullied her. Anyway, she committed suicide. He fired her. She left and committed suicide.
Well,
And we just found
What's
out
her
today
name? What's her name?
that Dr. Antoinette Candile Bailey.
Okay.
And anyway, they put him on a leave of absence with pay. Anyway, they bringing him back. Today they effectively brought him back. So my point today is like, don't let these jobs stress you out. So
Yeah.
how do I balance my passion? So when all that happened, I said, I'm sitting up here working that hard for these white people who don't give a damn about me. I'm going to put that type of energy into what I love. And that's when I started baking my cakes a lot. That's when I went ahead and I started traveling with the yoga. I got my own yoga brand. I got my own line of yoga mats, and I started training people and doing personal service and getting like some celebrity clients. And so I just put as much energy there. And so now that I'm here in Atlanta, I restarted my consulting. And I don't really say I work hard there. I put people on it. People come to me for jobs and I put them on it, and they just report up to me and I might check them on some things where even if they want me to look over their work or something. But most all my time goes into my passions.
Monica, let me ask you a question because yoga is not big in our community. My introduction to yoga was a while ago at this point, but it was out of a podcast challenge. Me and some old co-hosts on a sports podcast that I do. You know, we was doing these things called what do we call them, Trey? I'm forgetting. Culture projects. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we would go do different things, whether it's spiritual, or it was, meditation, yoga, whatever it was. But I went to a yoga. It was a hot yoga. Didn't enjoy it, but I got what they were trying to do, and some of the breathing techniques and all of that stuff. I found that beneficial just from day one. As somebody that dealt with anxiety, smoked marijuana to calm myself down a lot, but those breathing techniques is really what introduced me to meditation, and I started getting into that bag, and it took me to a whole nother level and a whole nother just tier as far as wellness. Tell us a little bit about yoga in the Black community, and how vast it is. 'Cause I know you are you in Atlanta or are you in Cali?
I'm in Atlanta now.
Yeah, you're in Atlanta, so it may be a little different. I know you're in Wakanda, in Atlanta, so it may be a little bit different. But
It's not.
tell me a little bit about the Black community and yoga in Atlanta.
Well, see, here's the thing. I'm about to blow your mind. Is that at the time, I was the only Black yoga instructor in California, even in classes and in teaching classes or whatever. And I was just like, no. So my ex-husband was Black Power himself. He was very big into Black history, and he taught me a lot. And he made me realize some things about yoga that people think of yoga as a skinny white woman's sport that's from India. And the fact of the matter is, yoga was started in Egypt, in Africa. And at the time, it wasn't even called Egypt, it was called Kemet. And the
Stretching
original
it out in
yoga
them pyramids.
is called Commission yoga. And if you go and do the study and look at on the, in the pyramids and everything, they have the yoga poses, all them poses, they have them, but they didn't have names to them. Then the slavery happened, the slave trade happened, and they took them whatever. So just like they take everything else from us, they took yoga from us and monetized and then put names to it, these fancy sensors, because we didn't have names for them. We were doing yoga more so for breathing techniques, and to help our bodies, and because they've been doing all their work, so they was just trying to stretch. So they came up with that. But then the white people took it and put names to it, and then started taking all these poses that we did and then pushed them to India, and then it came to the US, and people always show what a skinny white woman doing yoga, and you never see Black people. So me loving my people, and that was another thing with the Peloton group. I said, yo, my mission, and it's in my statement, is to bring awareness of yoga to the Black community. Almost all of my personal clients are Black people, but if you come into my classes, it's all white people.
I love yoga pants.
You love what?
Yoga pants.
Oh yeah.
Lord
Big camel toe.
Gotta have some yoga pants. I love them. That's the greatest invention on earth.
Yoga pants. If you even talk to the Black Peloton group, and I don't think Nova was in there at the time, but like I said, nobody was doing yoga. So they see this Black woman. This is why so many people relate to me. They see this Black woman who's thick, doing all these moves, and can take her leg over her head and back through the headboard from the leaderboard and all those things. And then they gravitate towards me. And they want to know, like, what Black, I don't normally see Black people doing yoga. And even the white people get fascinated. They walk in class and they see me and they just be like, whoa. And then they be like, it's the best class in my life. So when I travel, I do a lot of Black events and I bring it to it. And I'll be proud to say a lot of Black people will tell you that they now do yoga because of my influence. Because Black people didn't think it was something that they could do or should do. And then they didn't know the foundation of it. I teach the foundation and show you how it helps your body. And I make people love it, and even using the breath. I teach breathing techniques because the breath is very, very powerful.
For sure.
Breaths can help you with panic attacks, one of the reasons during COVID that so many people died from, having to go on oxygen, because when I had COVID myself, I will say my techniques in yoga and breathing saved my life because, COVID attacks the lungs. Mm-hmm. And there were times where like I couldn't breathe and it was just like, I felt that my chest was tight. And what most people will do in a situation like that, they're going to panic. and then they panic and they die. They have to be given oxygen. They can't breathe on their own because that COVID got a hold of their lungs. So right in the house that I'm in now, when I felt that, I think about the panic attacks I used to have. I just closed my eyes and I sat there and I meditated and I started using pranayama breathing and I went to box breathing, calm myself down. And that's when it hit me. And I went and I started educating people. The reason people dying is because they don't know how to breathe. So I started making breathing a part of my yoga classes, teaching people how to breathe
And
properly.
that's on so many levels. You said that with just pertaining to COVID, but breathing all in general, like people are dying because they don't breathe properly and taking enough oxygen. All of that stuff is imperative to your brain, your organs, and just well-being as well. Just fundamentally knowing how to breathe. I ain't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I was thinking the same thing. Like even if you having sex and you try not to nut too fast, you should just start working on like your breathing,
That's what I said last show. Yeah,
controlling all that.
So that's the first that started off. That's a good starting point. What's the topic?
See, okay, let's talk about last show. Last show, I said we was talking about one of the listeners asked advice for a guy that comes too fast, and I said it was all in the preparation. If you prepare that week, get your yoga on point, your meditation, you breathing, you won't get too excited for the moment, and it'll help out. Now, if you just got a sensitive man meat, then I just can't do nothing about that. But I think some breathing preparation could definitely help.
She got the gorilla grip like Fanny.
Just got to breathe deep.
She got that gorilla grip like Fanny, bro. It's over 2.5 minutes, bro.
How does yoga help in the bedroom?
Your sexual health.
Oh yeah.
How does yoga help your sexual health in so many ways?
Outside of being flexible.
So think about this. Okay, so when we're born,
close your eyes.
We're born flexible. That's why you see babies being able to do things and all that stuff and then they don't have any fear.
Oh yeah.
As we get older and we start doing things, walking, running, moving around, working, sitting, doing everything, our muscles are starting to tighten up, which limits your movement. And then lactic acid start forming in the body.
Oh, yeah.
And then pain sets in. And you go to the doctor and the first thing they say is you need surgery. You have surgery. 6 months go by, you still got that pain and it's even worse because now you have scar tissue. When I take it back to my IT because I'm a developer. I develop software and do programming. When there's issues, you always get to the root. A lot of people, they like to patch things up and keep going and patch things up. And that's why people pay me what they pay me because I don't do small patches. I'm going to get to the root and find the problem. Same thing with your body. So if a doctor just go in and they do surgery and say, okay, that's what it is, and they stitch you back up, the problem is still there because what the problem is that your muscles are too tight. There's no space between the joints and the vertebra. So everything's cramped up and tight and you can't move. So where yoga benefits you at with regular movement and asana, stretching, every yoga pose is designed to stretch and strengthen some part of your body. So if you're not doing yoga, I mean, you're going to be very limited in the bedroom. Like, I mean, you guys think about it. How many times have you went to put lay on the woman to lift her legs up and she said, stop, that hurt, like that. And it's because her hamstrings, her glutes, and her lower back, that shit is tight. And those are the main things that happen, where people need surgery at. To where yoga helps with that is you're moving and you're stretching and you're keeping it, keeping it limber. You're keeping the space or you're pushing the vertebra out. So when you have that space, your hip flexors, most people have tight hip flexors and it comes from sitting so much. So if you got tight hip flexors, guess what? You're going to have problems with your lower back. That's going to start lower back pain. Your lower back is tight. Your hips out of sync, they're hurting. It goes down to your knees all the way down to your feet. Every yoga pose is going to stretch your lower back and your hip flexor in some type of way, shape, or form. So if you continue to do yoga, and right now I'm talking about the women, and then when that man goes to pick up your leg, he gonna be like, damn, he can go deep, right? And that's gonna make the man happy because the legs can go up and they can stay up and it don't hurt.
Put them behind the head.
Just behind the head, toes to the headboard, toes to the head.
So how do I go from 2.5 minutes to maybe 15? What stretches I got?
15? That's a big jump.
You doing something
wrong.
Big jump.
Huh?
Hold on. He can breathe all he want to. He can breathe like he can get some scuba gear underwater, breathe all he want
With
to.
the 15 minutes. Boy.
15. That's a big jump from 2 minutes to 15, bro. Like
I'm being modest. 2.5 to 15. How do I get up there?
Doctor said
work to 5.
Yeah.
Just small baby steps.
Double.
How did he get to 5 minutes?
Double your time.
I can get to 5. That's easy. 5, easy. I could just think of a big back.
You think of what?
Think of a big back. That'll give me the 5. Real big back, give me the 30. How do I? If she looked like Rihanna, how do I last past 2.5? That's what I'm saying.
It's your mind. It's your mind, and you better tighten up that core, and you better breathe. And I ain't talking about that.
But if she got that gorilla grip like Fanny, it'd be dangerous in them streets. I just, how do I breathe through that? That's what I be dealing with, the gorilla grip.
Go ahead and get that first nut out the way and come back strong the second time.
That's what I said.
That's what I told him.
No. Here's my thing, Monica.
No, you don't waste the first one on nothing.
Yeah, you got to. If you care about it, if you care about your performance, you got to rub that out before y'all even
15
get to
minutes,
that occasion.
Give me 15 minutes to get back up. I'm not wasting it. That first nut be the best nut, bro. You got all the blood,
bro.
Everything, bro. That first one, I'm not wasting it.
The comments say 100.
You wasting them anyway. Nigga, you busting them in a trash bag. You wasting them anyway. You might well go ahead and at least waste it in your hand.
If I'm in a trash bag, bro. If I'm in a trash bag, I'm going for about 45 in a trash bag. I'm talking about if she got the gorilla grip. 45. I ain't making it past 2.5, and I'm not finna go waste that one. That first one, the best one. The first one be I've been fucked around and give you allotment on the first one. That's how good it be on that gorilla grip.
I'm finna tell you. So again, how yoga can help that? If you have a regular practice, go to hot yoga. You're gonna learn how. Well,
you said that's the shit you eat like.
One of the questions in the comments said, does it have to necessarily be yoga techniques or just simply stretching before the exercise? Can you get the same benefits from simply stretching?
Well, how long are you stretching? If you stretching like 30 minutes a day, then yes, you can. But if you're just talking about the little side to side, doing the 5-minute stretch here and the 5-minute stretch there, no, because you have to understand the difference between dynamic stretching, static stretching, and ballistic stretching. All of those stretches are very, very important. You know, and then when you're stretching, to properly stretch a muscle, if you're not going to be doing movement with it, is to stay in that stretch for 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes, and breathe. Learning how to breathe. That's how flexibility happens. So if you don't want to go with yoga, which yoga is poses, they're called asanas. So you're going from one asana to another with movement, you know, and transition that helps strengthen and, you know, stretch those things out of you. Like, I just want to stretch. Stretching is just as good because stretching is, you know, you do a lot of stretching in yoga, but you hold them. And there are different forms of yoga. And one of the yogas called Ashtanga yoga. That's where you basically getting in poses, you know, or stretches, and you stay in it for 5 full breaths, you know, and that might sound simple, but it's not. If you think about a pose, like some people have a problem sitting down, what we used to call Indian style. That's hard for a lot of people.
You can't use that word.
Can't use that. Get us canceled. Don't do that, Monica. We trying to get going. Trying to climb the algorithm. You about to knock us out it.
Is there like a couples yoga?
You and him talking about big backs, y'all.
Native style.
Mm-hmm. Is there
yes,
is there a couple? Is there a couples yoga like where we can?
Yes.
Is there naked yoga?
Yes.
And you do it as a couple, like Twister.
You and your naked yoga and your goats.
Yes, everything that you're saying. Yes.
Okay. Now I'm just trying to expand because there's people that's watching. That might entice them to go.
It's really big in New York. It's really big in New York. I went to one class before and I couldn't get with it because it's.
Was it in
do you get in baby oil in the naked yoga? You gotta put baby oil on.
You don't have to, but if you choose to, so you can be glistening all up or whatever, you can. But no, it's not a requirement.
Monica, I got one question I want to ask you. You said when your first introduction was hot yoga, and you said when you went you hated it. What brought you back?
Because remember I told you I had a lot of pain. I had a lot of pain. And I went in that heat, 105 degrees. And I'm going in that heat and everybody in there smiling and just relaxing. I'm damn near trying to live. And this class is 90 minutes long. And they moving and sweating and going crazy for 90 minutes. I just looked at them and, cussing up under my breath. But what made me go back is when I left out of there, And I sweated like I had never sweated before in my life. Even if I was getting my back broke with the biggest dick, I sweated my tail off up in there.
Whoa.
So I told my friend, I was like, I can't believe you invited me to this, because it was either $25 for a drop-in class or $20 for 2 weeks. That's a no-brainer. I got the $20 for 2 weeks, even though I said, somebody said hot yoga it is. No. So even though, so when I left out of there and I went home, I got the best sleep of my night. Like the way that I slept, I had never slept like that at that point in my life. Even after getting some good dick, I had never slept like that. So when I woke up, I didn't have as much pain in my hip. It didn't hurt as bad. So I was like, I wonder if it was that yoga. And I did sleep. I'm going to just go, even if I can sleep like that again tonight. So I went back. That's what made me go back. And I just laid in the heat. I couldn't do most of the moves. Went home again. Had a very nice night's sleep. And when I woke up,
speak on it.
That pain was even less.
Joella said her second part to the question. So yoga would be more associated with meditating as opposed to just a quick stretch, which I would think has not much connection consciously. Do you understand that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
So she's saying that yoga is more associated with meditating
not
as opposed to a quick stretch.
Because you don't have to do yoga to meditate.
I guess your answer would be explaining why holding for 5 minutes. Just explain the benefit of why you would hold it.
Why you holding it for 5 minutes? Because the longer you hold it, so there's a thing called yin yoga, and it's basically holding your stretches. But the longer you hold it, you're basically sending a signal. The brain is sending a signal to the muscle to say it's okay to release. And science shows that, like, just say if it's 3 minutes, it's going to take you even longer. 5 minutes with all the, things that they put together through science. And I mean, I've even tried it. When I hold a pose for 3 minutes versus 5 minutes, I feel a difference. Because by that 5 minutes, the muscle gives in. It's just like, okay, it's okay for me to let go. Because what happens when you do, your body just go into shock and your muscles tighten up. Because like, no, that hurt. I can't do that. So when you breathe, like the breath is powerful. So if you're breathing through that stretch, and just constantly breathing, the longer you hold that stretch, the more the muscle is going to relax. And the brain, at 5 minutes, the brain has said it is okay. And the muscle lets go and you do it. So if you continue to do that, it opens things up. Yes, break up that elastic acid. He said elastic, it's lactic acid. Yeah.
How I don't like to ask women their age, right?
Ask me.
But I'm curious because I want to know. No, well, let's talk about the book in a little minute. But give me your age for a woman that's putting their feet behind their head. Like I'm just super interested.
Oh, 52. You 52 doing that?
I'm 52.
And still putting your feet behind, and they touching parallel.
Leaderboard to the headboard.
And know your worth, King.
Oh yeah,
know your worth, Kings.
I shit about $100.
You should what?
I don't know what Trey's got going on right now. No, I was curious. Like, tell us a little bit about your book that you have.
So I just dropped a video book, 25 chapters. It's really 27 because there's an introduction, and then I was high, so I had 2 chapter 9s. But the book is called "Dick is Good to Me."
Huh? Come again? Say what?
Okay.
Dick is Good to Me. It's the name of the book, and it's. The thing is, okay, so men can talk it, men say all those things, and society accept it. Women are supposed to be, these little innocent, freak in, behind the sheets, and they got to be professional and all. I mean, there's just all these stigmatisms about what a woman's supposed to do. I am who I am. I'm an open book. What you see is what you get, and I'm very direct, and I'm unapologetically me, and I'm not going to make any excuses about it. So a lot of women love dick. But they're not allowed to say that out loud because they're scared.
They've been saying it these days, though. They've been saying it.
Sexy Red.
I don't think it's actually been a secret.
Oh, no.
For some, people,
Uncle Luke told us this.
Let me say that women my age.
For corporate women.
Yeah, the corporate women and women my age. But anybody that's close to me, I've been loving dick a long time. I mean, I got some stories about dicks, and dicks didn't, help me, and dicks didn't made me cry and everything else. So I wrote a book about it.
Shout out to the D.
Shout out to the D.
Pause.
What in general the book is your life relationships with men, or
Yes. Yes, it's
okay,
loosely
okay.
based off of experiences with men from college up till now. Yes.
Okay.
So Silk has a
Ask
theory.
it, Dre. Ask the
Silk
question.
has a theory that our jobs as a work husband. It, does yoga instructors have work husbands? I'm trying to figure out where y'all
Well,
at on my y'all might be number 2 on my toxic job board. I'm trying to
Well, they're
figure out where I'm
basically a
moving.
trainer.
well, let me just say this. I mean, every job I didn't had, somebody has claimed to be my work husband. But that ain't because of the yoga. It's because of the cooking. It's because of the food
The
and the
cakes.
cakes.
Should bring them cakes in.
Yeah, and then I cook. So I used to cater to office
That might be a
lunches
double
and
entendre.
things like that. So I'm so old school. I cook soul food and all that stuff. So I used to always take every place I've ever worked. I've always taken food in on food days, and they fall in love with my food. So
You hiring?
they be like a work. That's my work wife.
You hiring?
Am I hiring right now?
Yeah, for your IT company.
No, not right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
I don't
I
have
figure out
any.
where you going.
I just filled the contract. I just filled the contract 2 weeks ago. So I'm getting my bearings with that, and then I'm going to be looking for another contract to push
Okay.
out. Because
So you
see,
say
my
your
thing is, I'm trying to work less. My ideal is if I just have my yoga clients and teach yoga and let the IT company make money on its own, and all I want to do is teach yoga.
You say your book is 25 chapters?
Yeah, technically, there's an
I'm on chapter 3
introduction.
with Hercules. She bought a house, and Hercules slinging pipe to get on the deed right now.
Sounds
You
like
know
a
what? You didn't got that
honorable
all
man.
wrong. See,
Oh
this is
yeah.
how rumors get started. That is not how the
Sound like
story
Hercules
went.
got it all figured out. Hercules.
Hercules. I know you was wandering through a park with your shirt on, and they guided you back to safety.
It did. I had a shirt on that said "I love Dick." I went to a music festival here in Atlanta, African and Caribbean Music Festival.
Oh,
It's
I
at
was at that
Piedmont
same
Park.
festival.
Huh?
Did you help her out, Trey?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
it sounded like the same festival I was at. Go ahead
You was
on.
there this past summer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you know how big Piedmont Park is. It was nighttime, and I went out there with 2 other ladies, and we had never been out there. They didn't have up any signs, and we got lost for 30 minutes. We walked in a damn circle, and we seen no way out. And I had a shirt on that people have been commenting on all day. It said, "I love Dick." And there's some guys, they workers, they was in a little golf cart and they was passing by. And they passed me and stop, look, turn, came back. They was like, "Yo, you love Dick like that?" Sure do. "And you work here?" Like, "We lost." And he was like, "What do you mean?" I said, we've been 30 minutes. We walking around. We have no idea how to get to this park. He said, because you bold enough to wear that shirt, hop on in. Got us back to safety.
That's dope. Dope. The dick didn't fail you. Saved you.
Dick was
What
the
advice?
safety.
What advice or what wisdom would you give like this generation's of what the world's at? Like you were saying, like your generation, sex wasn't. It was a little taboo for women to speak vulgarly and talk about sex openly. Different era nowadays, but 52 years old, still flexible. Got the dope book that's out, giving your stories. What would the overall message be to a young woman reading that book or just in life in general?
Know your worth and own it. That is as simple as I can say, because a lot of people, especially this new generation, second guess themselves and they don't feel like they're good enough. And they listen to people tell them that they ain't shit, not gonna be shit. My own family, mother told me that I wasn't gonna be shit, and I fucked my life
That
up.
gotta hurt.
So because I got pregnant at 16, so all the naysayers or whatever. And for a while, I had very low self-esteem. But when I became comfortable within myself and I accepted who I was and I knew my worth, things changed for me. So I'm not saying, be conceited. There's a difference of being conceited and being confident in knowing your worth and owning your power. If you have a skill set and you know that you're good at something, own it, and know that it's not going to happen overnight. My success definitely didn't come overnight. I got some stories that'll make you cry. Stick with it, because if you don't, it ain't gonna never happen. Think of it like that. You
Yeah.
know, if you don't do it, it's gonna never happen. So what is the harm in you owning it and doing it anyway and keep doing it? Because if you believe in it, you can achieve it. You know, seriously, you put that out there into the universe and just work your ass off until you get it, and don't let anybody make you feel less than what
I
you're worth.
like I like the way you're approaching the worth thing, because some people's know your worth turns into entitlement a little bit, right? Like they feel, oh, I'm worth you spending this on me. But I think you show your worth and knowing your worth by like getting up and going and get it yourself a little bit, and that's a little bit different than just settling. Like know your worth and go and be ambitious. You know, go and
Yeah.
chase things, not be handed
Don't
anything.
wait
So
for
I do
anything.
like,
Yeah.
right. I like your approach to that.
Yeah, because and that's another thing. You know, there's people that's privileged, and they, you know, they expect it, and they, you know, looking they get so comfortable in doing the same thing, and they want it to fall into their lap. Here for Black people, ain't nothing falling into our lap. We didn't come from generations of money, so if you don't go out and get it, you ain't gonna get it. You what you gonna sit and you gonna sit wait until you know marry a rich man or your ass so fat and you go get it all this. But what happens when he decides to get another fat ass and leave you and you ain't got no money in the bank? You know,
Hopefully,
that's
don't
one
get
of
no
the reasons my
BBL.
granddaughter's living with me now, because I'm trying to teach her self worth. Know your worth and
Yeah.
go for it. Don't wait on anybody to do anything for you. And quit trusting everybody. Because the people that say they're your friends and and kikiing in your face, them the ones who really waiting for you to fall.
So
Talk about it.
what's
Keep
your
your business to yourself. If you have ideas, don't go telling your friends. Because when I tell you how many people copy me, it's
oh
ridiculous.
they
But
done
you know
did the
what?
crouching tiger hidden hot dog?
This dude,
How do they copy?
it is what it is.
How do they copy you?
For instance, like when I was in California, I started doing challenges on Facebook. Every day I would get up there and be like, these are the squats we're going to do. And, you know, and I had got a big following. I got like thousands of people, you know, following me in this squat challenge. So somebody who was my friend, you know, next thing I know on her page, we're going to start doing squat challenges. When what I did the day before, she was doing, you know, so
Yeah.
she took what I was doing and then she added on it. And like, wait, what? You wasn't thinking about doing no challenges on Facebook until you start seeing me do it. That type of stuff. When I was like, I'm writing a book. Next thing you know, my
That,
friend
yeah, that
writing a
shit don't
book.
ever
Do,
last though. Like we've seen stuff like that in our little journey, this entrepreneurial journey, and bro always tell me like, you know what, they still don't have the sauce. So if you got something that's authentic and naturally draw people in, I don't think like they can copy it, but if they ain't got the sauce, then it don't fucking matter. Um,
Exactly. And that's why I don't get mad. My son was just the other day. He was like, why do you allow it? I said, here's the thing.
mm,
Just like all these people with these cakes, they not me. That
yeah,
I have the it factor. That is what I sell. That is what people want.
yeah.
You know, you seen that black pound cake, black people pound cake, then it popped up on Facebook, and now I got over 400,000 people in just a few weeks. You
Hmm.
know,
that's dope.
this one recipe, Miss Roots pound cake. This recipe went viral, like viral, and hours. And I'm like, well, let me get the recipe. Everybody talking about this cake. Let me try it. So I got the recipe, and again, I ad lib. You know, I just know what to do. But I said I'm going to follow this recipe word by word,
Yeah.
cup by
So,
cup. So as
so
I'm making this cake, I'm like, this cake gonna be dry as fuck. I need like, nope. Just do the recipe like they told you to do it. So I followed their recipe. Guess what? Their cake was dry as fuck. But the world think this cake is great because a lot of people ain't had great things. They think they do. Just because something pretty don't mean it's good.
yeah. So you
You'd
talked
be
about
surprised how many people just follow the leader as well. Like there's so many people that be liking shit just because it's wavy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sheep.
fashion, food. It's you know it's trendy. My bad, brother Nova. What you got?
no, I was just gonna ask her like and everybody, this for everybody, like at what point you was talking about relationships and how people want to see you fall. So like let's talk about it. At what point do you cut people off? You
At this
know,
point in my life, like that. The
like
very first time when you show me that you're going to keep continuing to cross boundaries when I've asked you to stop, I don't have no problem cutting you off. You
Monica, my
know, it
dog.
used to really,
I
really
rock with
bother me. But the thing is that I love me more.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Come
going to
on.
let you stress me out. So you have to. You have to. And it's about energy. That's another thing. At the point I am in my life is I want people around me that with good energy and can add some type of value to my life, even if that means they're just making me laugh. Not saying this is not necessarily money, but
Yeah.
something. You know, you're
Yeah.
giving me some knowledge. We have an intellectual conversation. You know, we take boss trips. We do. There has to be some type of value. If you're
I,
just around me to pull my energy and you ain't adding nothing to my life in no type of way, then
There
I'm
you
gonna
go.
keep you over here because that energy ain't energy that I need.
yeah. I'm more like, for me, I'll cut you off. I think it's levels. So things that people do. So if you with Johnny, you're done. That's like instant. We ain't got nothing else to talk about.
Say it again. You broke up a little
I
bit.
don't condone the junkie behavior. So I instantly, hard drugs and stuff. I'm like, I root for you, try to get you help, but I can't be around you because I can't condone that type of behavior from people. So you gotta go. And then I think the second one is liars. Um, People that just lie about anything. Especially in a relationship, liars in a relationship, you gotta go. And that's a little bit harder when it's a relationship because you wanna you at some point you seen the good in the person and you hope that comes back, but as you get older, you just got, like you say, I cut them off, shoot the deuce. We out of there. We ain't even finna. I'm not gonna even let you continue to lie to me. I'm good on that. So I think those are like my top two: drugs and liars and things like
Yeah,
that.
like some of mine don't even be like malicious cutoffs, right? Like some of them, I'm with you as well. Like addictions and lying, like deceitful shit. You know, if I can't trust you, we can't really be close friends or be in a relationship. But I like, it's not like a cutoff, but I fade away from people that don't align with my purpose, right? And we
Yeah,
don't we could have not have had a fallout. Nothing crazy has happened, but on a day-to-day basis of who I communicate with, I kind of fall back in that way of we just stop talking, right? We just
yeah,
stop texting each other on the regular because our lives don't flow. So my
yeah,
circle ends up being a bunch of people that flow into my purpose, you
yeah,
know? So I've gotten friends in the last like 3, 4, 5 years just because they flow in my purpose. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? And we've gotten close and we became like friends, even though it started first as business. And that's just like natural for me these days. So like a lot of my stuff don't even be full fledged. Oh, we mad, we beefing. It's just a fallback, and that's what my life becomes. I'm around a bunch of people that flow through my purpose and my intents from a day to day basis.
So with that, like how you talk about that, kind of leads into boundaries. So do you compromise when others are not comfortable with the boundaries you set? Do you compromise on your boundaries?
I used
I
to.
used to. Monica, my dog. Elaborate, Monica. Elaborate.
I used to because I was at the point I didn't like people mad at me. And, you know, again, remember I told you I used to have
People
low self
pleasing.
esteem. And
Right.
Yeah.
I wanted people to like me and I wanted people to, not talk shit about me. But what
Mm-hmm.
I found out is that they're going to do that anyway, you
Yeah.
know?
Facts.
So I used to back down, for, knowing stuff wasn't right just so I could have a crowd of people around me. And then that's why I was like, I got to the point to where, nah, if your energy, if it's not serving me any purpose, then no, you stay away from me, and I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with it. And then another thing too is like people want to be around you because of who you are, what you have access to, and what you have. You got
Yeah.
to watch them type of people when they come in the form of friends. And one
Mm-hmm.
thing I learned is when I lived in Jefferson City, Missouri, I had a very nice big house, I was the only black person in my neighborhood, in-ground pool, 4-car garage, jacuzzi in the ground. I mean, nice big house. So I used to have a lot of pool parties at the house.
Yeah.
Everybody used to always come. It was invitation only. And that was the thing. Everybody wanted to get an invitation to go to Monica's party. So I used to keep people around me. Everybody wanted to be around me. But let me
So
tell you something. When I left and moved to California, I didn't get one fucking phone call.
That's how it be. So, would you say your boundaries are set or based on your past relationships?
Yes, absolutely. Not experiences as well. Yes.
And do you like discuss those boundaries and set the expectations with them, with your partner, like right away, or people right away? Now that you're older.
Yes. This is what I expect, and then I don't do it right away. So you cross a boundary, and I'm going to let you know, yo, that wasn't cool.
Do you, is it something, what if it's a boundary that you haven't told them? Because, a lot of people got a lot of this. It's a huge thing with relationships, period, whether intimate or just friends. People have a lot of unspoken expectations for people.
And that's why I said I'll let them know. That's why it's like, oh, you crossed the boundary, boom, we over. No, I'm going to tell you, we're going to have a discussion because I love to talk, and I love conversation. So I'm going to talk to you about it. Okay, we cool. We're going to move on. But if I notice a habit of you continuing to do it.
What about you, Trey? What kind of what's your thought on the boundaries?
I'll go back to the original thing as far.
Hey, you know what would make your customer service help desk way better? Dumping it and then switching to Intercom. But you're not quite ready to make that change. We get it. That's why Finn, the world's leading AI customer service agent, is now available on every help desk. Finn can instantly resolve up to 80% of your tickets, which makes your customers happier and gets you off the customer service rep hiring treadmill. Finn by Intercom, the leading customer service AI agent, now available on every help desk.
Brace the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
What will make you cut somebody off? I guess if it don't align with like my core values, as far as what I believe in, and Monica said a lot of them. If it don't align with like my purpose, if it goes against my morals as far as God, family, and what I got to do to provide for my family, I kind of like weigh that. And also, like, if it don't add any value, like Monica said, to my life, like if the friendship, like if we having a friendship, and I know that I know my worth, I know what I provide to the friendship, and if there's like a violation, a line cross where you don't respect what I bring to the friendship, or you're taking more than what I'm giving, then it's time to just cut ties. So I think that's where it comes. And as far as boundaries. Boundaries is something that everybody got to work on, and it's just something that's difficult. And I struggle with it on a daily basis. It's not nothing dealing with people pleasing. It's just, I guess in a certain sense, because I do care for people, but when to a certain extent, right? Because I don't want to overexert myself, and I don't also want to know, like, it's the care balance. Like, will that person do that for me? So I weigh it when it comes to boundaries. And that's something that I was struggling with, even in therapy. And my therapist told me, she was like, yo, you got to learn how to set boundaries, because like throughout our whole session, your phone was just dinging the whole time. You always seem like you got something going on. I advise you, sometimes you just got to let people know, hey, I can't do it. And
Yeah, that's
tough. It depends on, what you got going on in your life. So
that was one of the first things my therapist said, because I've always felt like I had to respond to everybody when they hit me up. And I mean, it would be in the middle of the night. I wake up and I respond. I was making myself available, and it was times that I need people and they wasn't available for me. And talking to my therapist, she's like, you got to set that boundary. And ever since I did, and like people ask me, like, what they grab my phone, they go, dog, why you got 1,500 text messages? Because I set that boundary. I respond when I want to, or if I want to. You know what I'm saying? And that's been the best thing. Mentally, it gave me a break, because I was always constantly felt like I had to respond. If somebody hit me up, I owed that to them to respond. And now I set that boundary. Hey, bro, if I don't get to you, I don't get to you. My read receipt's on. So if you don't see I read it, I didn't read it. Or if I read it, I probably couldn't respond right then, or I forgot, or I got distracted. You know what I'm saying? Just hit me up. Don't get mad about it.
I got a scenario for you. It's just other foot, right? Because I know like boundaries are important, and I like we all struggle with them somewhere. I've gotten very good at them because I read a book, Set Boundaries, Find Peace. Actually,
I like that.
Nidra Tawwab, very very good book, and it helped me a ton with trying to like just set boundaries. But check this out. So you ever be on social media after you text somebody like something important in business, life, whatever it may be, and they haven't responded, they got the read receipts on it, it says read, and they on Twitter getting the tweets off, on Instagram just having a good ass time, but they haven't responded to your very urgent and important text that you sent them. Have you ever had that happen?
It comes that comes.
They don't set their boundaries. They don't set their boundaries. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That comes with understanding. So that, like, if it's business related, if I think you and your business partner need to discuss that. Like, hey man, if I hit you up,
it could be your partner. It could be a client. It could be an associate, somebody you're trying to do business. It ain't got to be your direct partner. It's just somebody you're even negotiating with or something.
You know what? Since you said business, I'm gonna be like Red. My business hours are from this time to this time. You know what I'm saying? That's my business hours. So you wrote me outside of my business hours, I'm gonna hang you over a balcony. So don't get mad if I
have you ever dealt with that person that hasn't responded to your business text in like 3-4 days, but they're very active on social media?
Oh yeah.
And what's usually your vibes from that? Everybody.
So my thing is I charge to the game. I get a little frustrated. I'm not a double texter. So if I text you, when I text you and you don't say nothing, I'm not texting again until you say something. So you know what?
That's called double texting.
Yeah, I remember that. And I'm growing, but I still got some petty in me. So I will, if you text me back and it is nothing pertinent for me and it's not benefiting me when you text me, then I'm just returning the favor, baby.
You ever have somebody in that scenario come texting you, like they never answer your question, but when they come text you like asking a favor after your last text to them was asking a question, you like, hold on, player, like address that question above before you just continue on. All right, that's just my pet peeve.
Yeah,
Monica, how you normally deal with
usually
that?
A Gemini do that to you. Geminis do that.
Well, I'm pretty vocal, and it gets me in trouble a lot. But when it happens, because it does happen, I go straight out. Oh,
what's
so
your
you
sign,
can ask
Monica?
me this and all this, but you ain't answering my goddamn question that I asked you earlier.
Right.
To me.
What's your sign, Monica?
I'm a Capricorn. I mean, I'm honest. Okay. I'm honest. So yeah, I address it at that moment. Don't come asking me shit when you didn't ignore me. And then
sometimes I hit them with that little question mark. I hit them with the little. I hold it down and hit it. If they hit me back, and they didn't, like you said, Silk, they didn't answer the question. Just hit the little question mark. Like,
man, that's double texting though. That's a form of double texting.
No, that's not double texting because I asked you already. I already asked you the question. You responded back with something totally different. I had to do it to you the other day, so I did it the other day.
Yeah, you definitely did. That's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up.
I did it to you the other day. I was like, he ain't see the program. I wrote the program.
I'll be there.
I'll be down. So.
You did it the other day and you did it again today. I was like, this guy
I did,
bro. Like, yeah. So you asked me real quick. This is like group chat shit. So we got 2 separate group chats. So you asked me in one group chat, what was it? It was something. And then I responded to something different in the big group chat. And then you asked me the question again in the big group chat. I was like, I gotta answer this question, bro. Bro ain't gonna let up.
I got ADHD, so
no, it's all good.
You got.
I gotta go look at the question.
I don't take it personal. It's just communication. All of what we're talking about is all communication, and I think that's like the foundation of life is communication. How we speak
Yeah.
and respond to each other is everything, man.
Yeah.
Some
I
people
probably
get
thought
offended by like a communication. Go
I
ahead.
probably thought it was in the other group chat because I don't be paying. I just see a name and I'm like, I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you what it was about. I'm gonna have to go look.
Hit me. How did that make you feel, Nova?
What? What?
When he didn't respond, how did that make you feel? Look at the feelings, Will.
Well, no, the only why is because I thought, oh, man, I cut out.
Yeah, you cut out a little bit. Say it over, bro.
Now you froze.
Yeah. Shout out to DJ Nova Fresh, man. Got that Barack Obama. Well,
man, they got me in the middle of the boons out here, bro. You know, Tuesday and Thursday would be hard for me. But no, I hit back with that one because I think you was asking a question, and I already had addressed it with the program.
Yeah,
and that's why
you asked me. I don't want to stick on this too long, but you had asked me. I remember there's that question. You asked me anything specific I wanted to docket for the show tonight, and I had to respond because I was still working on it. So I was and something else happened in the group chat, and I laughed at it. I came in with my laughing emojis, and you hit me with the question again. Hey, bro, is there anything you want on the docket for the show tonight?
You know, because I was trying to get it to her. I was trying to get the program to her. That's why.
Yeah,
I know she probably was up late doing yoga, and I didn't want to keep her up all night.
That hot yoga in Atlanta late at night is something fierce.
You do late at night hot yoga?
No, I don't do no late at night.
Is there drunken yoga?
What?
Can you get drunk and do yoga?
No, I won't. I've never done that, but I get high and do yoga. That's good yoga.
Let's talk about it. I've done that too. I've done that. This is what we got some coming. So I had a brick and mortar venue that was called the Cush House, right? Ooh. And we used to have cushion yoga. We had a class that we would do called Cushion Yoga. Shout out to my man Stacks in the comment. He used to be at the class with me. But yeah, the young lady used to provide a joint to everybody that bought an Eventbrite ticket, you know, and then she's doing breathing techniques and smoking. And afterwards, they had the edibles and whatnot for people that wanted to purchase that. So it had vendors at it, but very good vibe. Elaborate on the cushion yoga.
Let me tell you something.
About yes, sir. They got that in Atlanta too?
Yeah, I teach it.
It's a vibe.
It is. It's a whole vibe because a lot of people, you hear people say yoga's hard or I'm not good at it. You know, because when I talked about like with the babies, they're born, they're fearless. And then as we get older, we get fearful. So a lot of poses people won't even do, like the poses that y'all see me do in the Peloton group, they won't even do because their first thought is
downward doggy style.
It's in
What's your favorite? What's your favorite position in yoga?
Split.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I can't do that. You tell your mind that you can't do that. So when you get a little high and go into yoga, the mind is not working. That fear is gone. And you just, especially if it's good music and you just moving. Even me as an instructor,
properly.
When I'm high and do yoga, I do poses that I normally can't do when I'm not high.
Oh, what?
Because I'm not in my head. See, our minds keep us from doing a lot because we got these preconceived notions that we can't do it. And it's our own works. It's in our way. But when you high, that's gone. You ain't fearful. You trust yourself.
You gotta let people know what you getting high on, so they don't think you know.
It's called cushion yoga. We talking about cushion yoga right now.
I'm talking about edibles.
Yeah, this ain't fentanyl yoga or nothing crazy. This is
I don't think you can do
THC
in my case.
This ain't meth in yoga.
No, this ain't cracking.
Yeah, yoga. And I never did edibles until I was living in California in the Bay Area. I mean, you can't live in the Bay Area and not try it.
The warrior pose.
Tell me about your son doing mobile. Got a mobile dispensary. What's that like?
He loves it. I mean, that's all he does. Like he display to some of the dispensaries. You know, now that Missouri is legal. Yeah, so he supplied that, and you know he's known for it, and he had been trying to get me forever because you know he eat my cakes, of course, and he been saying For mom,
Sprinkle some weed in the mama.
Yeah.
put some weed in it.
He
Like,
he
you don't
he,
weed in my cakes.
he licked the dressing from the E40 cake.
Yeah, he's like, wait, get away from me. He's like, Mom. So one time, just try it. So he makes the butter, and he makes some of the best butter. Like people come from all over to get this boy's butter. I don't know what he doing to it, but he makes the butter. So he give me the butter, and I do my recipes the same, but I just use his butter. And these cakes are so strong. One slice. Okay, so in a pound cake, nice size, I cut it to 12. Some people cut it more than that, but I cut nice sizes. Get 12 slices to a cake. One of those slices yields 1,000 milligrams in THC.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fucked up.
I like
so
it.
all you need is a little. So I took a little before I did this, to relax.
So
Yeah.
So on another topic, you talked about being a VP, and how is it working with men and the input from women? Do men value the input from women? What you experience and currently experience with running your own company and stuff?
No, but I'll say this: I'd rather work for a man than a woman.
Oh, why?
Working with women.
Oh yeah.
It's just a problem. I don't know. I don't know what it is, and I'm talking about in leadership positions.
Yeah,
like women. I mean, for instance, like this contract that I'm on right now. The project manager for it, is a 30-something-year-old girl. I call her a girl because that's what she act like. And because she's the project manager, she thinks she can talk down to me and micromanage me. But bitch, I'm the subject matter expert. I'm not going to back down to you. Whereas the men in the same position, they're like, and it could be because they like me. Shit, I don't know, I'm cute. But they just never give me problems. And they're just like, no, Monica's the expert. So Monica, what do you think?
Do you think it's
ask me my opinion?
Do you think it's because based on emotions, women tend to be more emotional than men? Whereas men try to be logical. Do you think that plays a factor in it?
No, I just think bitches don't like other bitches out doing them.
Oh yeah. yeah.
That's factor on it, Tony. Women haters, like y'all hate each other more than anybody else hate y'all. Like I say that in a lot of different instances.
I would agree with that.
You ever been in a Shark Week scenario?
You say what?
You ever been in like a Shark Week scenario?
What the hell?
What's that? Elaborate on that.
They call it Shark Week when y'all periods sync up, and then they call it like a bloodbath. They call it Shark Week.
Never heard that shit before in my life.
Yeah, for real.
Well, I ain't gonna.
That's the thing, dog. You put a bunch of women in the same space, and they period they stuff sync up, and then
what's it called?
Shark Week, because y'all.
It's bloodbath. I think the week leading up to it is the worst for women. The week leading up to the period is like they going to. It's like, man, I ain't know. Anyway,
yeah.
I as a man value women in the workplace for their input, the different thing. I don't see it as a different. And then I have had trouble with women leader because you can't.
I don't feel like you standing
like
on business, nigga.
I am standing on business. So put it like this: some of the women leaders I have had, I can't have the conversation that I've had with the men leader when there's a problem. You know what I'm saying? I can go to a man leader and sit down and be like, "Hey, bro, that shit ain't gonna fly. Like, I'm a man first, and we can go outside to the parking lot. And if you come at me like that, if it's a woman, I can't come like that because then you're intimidating and be headed to jail. You know what I'm saying? So
either way, you're going to HR. You can't be talking to dudes greasy like that either, man. And one thing I know about the counterparts are definitely going to report you to. Listen, buddy, I'm not going to the parking lot to fight you. I'm going to human resources.
Pull up red.
Your ass is written up.
Yeah,
what we got with it? Let me see.
That's how I look at it. I respect everybody, input and value they bring. You know what I'm saying? I try to, especially being a black man, I understand what it is to already be down 30 points when you walk in the room, right? You gotta work 10 times harder, be 10 times smarter. So I know it's just as hard and tough for women in the same room. So I don't try to. I value their input. If they have input to add, I listen to it. I don't just go discard it, And it's some of my counterparts. They see a woman in position, they be like,
Why do you
I
think
ain't
you
listening to
struggle
her.
with it?
Why? Because some men are
No, you
their
say
ego.
you say you struggle with it, right?
I don't struggle with it. No, I don't struggle with it. I struggle with the portion when it comes to checking them, putting them in check, because some people they try to play with you, and I'm not a person that, I don't play with people. I don't disrespect people, and I'm not going to tolerate the disrespect. So it's a conversation when there's men involved. Yeah, he might run the HR, but I'm gonna tell HR why we had that conversation. But as for women, I feel like
They start
having that
crying.
conversation, they might go, "Oh my God, I'm scared of him." Big black dude.
man.
I'm scared of him. He's gonna crush me. So I just gotta stand on business. I stand on business when it comes to disrespect in the workplace. And I don't tolerate it.
I think a lot of that still goes back to, especially women amongst women, and and what you're talking about is confident within self, and a lot of people are just not, and they hide behind titles and positions and things.
Mm-hmm.
But the reality of the situation is they ain't shit. They're just hiding behind it, and the problem that I've had with women in the workplace is because I didn't have the problem with them. They had the problem with me, and with that, women are always quick to be like, men intimidated by me. So that's why I can't do the whatever. But no, them bitches intimidated by the other women. I mean, so it comes down to that the women that I've had problem with, and of course they're white women, and here come this black, educated, smart woman, and so they're immediately intimidated, and so they start trying to belittle me. Whereas I have other women counterparts that, we all the same. We all got our degrees. We know our shit. We're the ones that's keeping the company going. We don't have problems with each other. And I look and I think about it. I was like, so why is it that I can get along with this woman, but I can't get along with that? And when I look at the scenario, it's because all the ones that I do get along with and don't have issues with, or have issues with me, they're bossed up just like me. They're confident in themselves. They know their craft. They know where they stand. They're not hiding behind a title. They know their worth. Whereas the women who start shit and not, giving other people problem, again, they're hiding behind a title.
Oh yeah.
And they don't have the self-esteem that they need to have that title.
Yeah.
Got you.
Everybody not worthy of
and that's
title.
understandable. The way you broke it down. What you saying, Trey?
No, I was just saying everybody's not worthy of that title. And then the people who really show that, put that title first, those are usually the most incompetent people in that job when you got say.
Yeah, if you gotta hide behind your title, if you gotta go throw title in your face, you already lost the argument. I'm the boss. I'm the 51%. Yeah. You ain't got no respect in the workplace. You might need to go to HR and get everybody fired if you're the boss with that type of mindset. What your shirt say?
What's the name of my book?
I ain't reading that out.
Why the mushroom stamp?
You not finna get that take on me and that go viral.
That's so my eye. Listen, okay, everything. Okay, that's the eye, and the mushroom head is the tip, a big tip. Get it?
Mm-mm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you
what's your stance on shrooms for medicinal purposes?
I don't like them, so I don't have no comment.
Yeah, her shrooms.
Have you done shrooms before?
I don't like them.
Oh, okay. What was your experience?
Like the way they feel.
Oh,
it's mushy. I don't like mushy stuff. That's why I don't like.
Oh, so you never tried it?
I mean, no, it's mushy in my mouth. I don't like it. It's a weird feeling. No.
No, you got to blend them up, put them in a shake. Allegedly, no, I'm just playing. Now, I've had I've dabbled with shrooms before. It's just it depends on what you where you're at in a whole lot of things. I know a lot of these young people are dabbling in and playing with it as recreational. But
Does it work? Do it keep the dick hard?
No, I don't. I didn't take it for that. I don't need no
pack.
enhancements on that, Monica. I don't need no honey pack. I'm trying to find something to dial my shit back because the workload over here is too strenuous in my household. You know what I'm saying? Like,
call Gio. He got a double. He got a couple in the stable. Call Gio.
I wasn't implying that it was you, but I'm just saying, is that something that do men talk about that? Is that something that men take?
ED?
The help?
Oh, yeah, men talk about
They've been
ED.
telling you they talk to you about that?
Who? I've had some guys come up and say, bro, hey man, and I tell them, hey, you gotta cut back on the fried chicken. You gotta get a better diet.
Hold on. No. You gotta tell us how they say it.
Yeah, it's fast. Yeah, you done fast.
How do you can't just say you just jump to the diet and the routine? Nah, bro. How does another man approach you with his erectile dysfunction?
Hey man, say, hey bro, my shit don't work, dog. What the fuck? I don't want to. They be like, oh, my shit don't work. I don't want to take no blue pill.
They told you that?
Yeah, some of my partners told me they had the ED. They got this, and I'm just like,
put all y'all business out there too.
I ain't say which partners.
Man that. I would die from erectile dysfunction if like, I will die from a honey pack and a heart attack before I tell another man my meat not working. I'll be scared to tell the doctor that shit.
I'm here to help,
because Google,
I'm here to help,
Google is right here. Google is right here. What the hell am I asking?
You Google, and Google be telling you got a fucking brain tumor.
No,
and your big toe, and your big toe about to fall off.
That's a topic right there. You just said that's a whole sermon. You said, ain't no way I'm gonna tell another man that my meat not working. Hold that. Why
I'm not telling?
Wait, listen.
Go ahead,
why is it that in society we can't have open conversation about these type of things? Why is it that we hold things in?
No.
Because there might be somebody who can tell you something that could help you with that situation.
Yeah, a doctor.
But
not Casanova Love.
The doctor just gonna give you the blue pill.
I'm gonna tell you exactly right.
I go to holistic doctors.
They're not going to tell you things that you can do. So I'm saying that to say because women are like that. Women they hold stuff and they like. I'm like, damn, you didn't tell me.
Your
for
coochie
real?
stank.
All this time you ain't tell me about Foria. So you sitting up here, about Foria, you ain't tell me. Like,
what's Foria?
Y'all don't know what Foria is?
Hell no.
Okay, Foria is a sexual enhancement. They got an oil and suppositories and cream, and like the woman, she put it in wherever she's getting penetrated at, and when the man enters her, it's erotic for both of them, and it intensifies orgasms. Or you can get the oil for your oil and put on your tip in her clit.
See, women are more like close to being like lesbians and will talk to each other with stuff about like this. Men ain't doing that shit. Men ain't doing that.
Why you gotta be close to lesbians? Why?
Because y'all do that. Y'all do that shit. Y'all touch each other butt, touch each other. Oh, girl, y'all do little close to lesbian type shit now. Don't act like I'm just making this up.
Red Eye said, I'd ask Google before I told a guy, especially a guy I know my.
I'm with Red Eye.
Red Eyes,
I'm here to help. It ain't you, my partner, bro. I'm here to get you back right, bro.
So y'all boys. And you sitting there telling me that y'all just sitting around smoking a joint or a cigar or whatever. You won't be like, yo.
Nah, I ain't smoking no weed. I don't smoke. I don't do no drugs.
I am. Like, elaborate. You're talking to me personally. Yeah. So not the cigar, but the weed. That's my bag. So I'm hitting the joint.
I said cigar, weed. But anyway, y'all just chill. Yeah. So you sitting there telling me y'all like you got a brotherhood. So you're saying you're not going to tell? Huh?
No, I'm gonna tell him everything, right? I'm gonna tell him if she not giving it up, I'm gonna tell him, a little bit of that, like, bro, tripping at the house, maybe talk some business, some ball. At no point in time, the blood flow of my meat is gonna come up. Ever.
Don't you bring your meat in my conversation.
Bro, I will square up. Like, all right, go outside. You gotta fix me a fair one. Like, there's no way you finna sit here and talk to me about
I don't want you on the blue pill, bro. I don't want you taking blue pill. I don't want you taking Cialis. So there's natural and you into the herbs and vitamins and stuff.
I tell y'all on this show.
And some people not.
Drink water.
And, I tell them, hey man, you could take this, you need to take your multivitamins, You need to look at some sea
vitamin
moss
you
or
recommend
take
they
some apple cider vinegar, anything like that promote nitrous in your body to
What was
open
your
up your
remedy
blood
to the
vessels.
man that told you his dick don't work? What was your remedy?
I told him he need to stop eating fried chicken and stuff, bro, and he need to go de-stress. So he need to go see a therapist because his was stress related. You know what I'm saying? Come back from combat and stuff. We've seen a lot of stuff. So his kind of PTSD related, and he went and got the help. Now he got like 6 kids. So I know he Gucci now. He Gucci over there. You know what I'm saying?
No, my advice is gonna be like in a broad manner. So like you can kind of tell if your homeboys are having that type of trouble. You just look at their overall health and in shape they are, right? They probably kind of guesstimate.
It's some big dudes that be out there getting it.
How you know?
Rick Ross? You seen that bad chicken?
How you know?
He big as hell.
How you know he can put it down? How you know his dick working and can stay up?
Because hold on. Have you seen his ex? If he couldn't, she would have been aired him out. As crazy as she be talking and all that stuff she be talking, she would have been aired him out if he wasn't working. If he ain't putting no work in the bedroom,
man, that boy ain't knocking nothing down crazy.
Man, she would have been aired that out. She aired everything else out about Rick Ross. Why wouldn't she air that out?
Oh, so she be talking shit.
Yeah. What's her name? What's his ex?
But y'all got too much dick talking.
She the one with the big teeth, and she got into it. She the one who aired. Matter of fact, she the one who aired D-Lo out about the shrimp. Remember? She posted the pictures of him in the shrimp.
I don't want to remember D-Lo in that fashion anymore. Fella, he makes great music. No, dude, I think I'm with Trey. It's different with women and men. You guys are a little bit more like loose. You guys also get naked around each other and get dressed and shit like that, bro. If a dude,
I ain't getting dressed
for the club and you come out with your meat out, we gotta fight. I will shoot you, bro.
Nah, you ain't no dude.
And then go shoot your mama house up, dog. You kidding me?
No, we boundaries broken. We ain't never no friends no more. Bro, ain't no damn. You don't walk out no room with no meat hanging out. Talk about
what if he came back? No, but what if he came back like, hey, this is what it don't work. Can you help?
Nah, we gone, bro. I'm out. I never talk to you again, dog. Don't even come over here. Say what's up, bro. Nothing.
I sent you guys real quick. I sent you guys a stand-up comedy that's on Netflix that's hilarious. So he tells this bit about being in the barber chair. He said every man is like at least 5% gay, and he said because every man has sat in a barber chair and got spent around, and their elbow has touched the barber's dick.
No, hell no. I tuck in. I sit like this. I sit elbows tucked in. I don't even make contact. 1,000-yard stare. When he moved, my eyes move the opposite way. Every time with the barber. You know what I'm saying? When your
barber ain't never been edging you up in his meat, they never touch your shoulder.
Nothing, bro. I ain't that. What the hell? How is me gonna touch my shoulder? He's 7 foot tall.
You're in the barber chair.
You sit down. What you talking about?
You talking about?
But he don't. The barbers don't squat you down to. Nah, I'm elbow. That's the rule. Elbows tucked in.
Sometimes they spin them too fast.
Nah, elbows always tucked in. I sit like this, bro. I don't sit like.
Now you sit like you're in the casket. Why you sit? Why are you sitting like that?
Because he doesn't.
No, because come on, in the chair
like this in a chair, bro.
Bro, me under that thing with my arms tucked in.
That's how
I'm putting my dick. Yeah,
nobody graze a dick, boy.
Nah, I don't want to graze a dick. I'm a Virgo, bro. I already think. I'm a Virgo and I got ADHD. I think ahead. I'll be man.
So you feel like that because if you don't, you think they did go touch your shoulder?
Yeah. I don't want it to happen.
So
how you know it can happen?
Because they sit, bro. I watch them do other dudes like that. Dude hunching the chair, bro.
Told you, like dude was right. No dude wants to admit this shit.
I seen it happen to other people, and I said, not me. My elbows tucked. You is not touching your meat on my elbows because they're gonna be tucked.
Riding the barbershop chair like it's a roller coaster. That's crazy.
That's wild.
He got his hands and feet inside the ride. No, like that comedian was right. That has happened to all of us, and none of us has said, "Hey man, watch your dick."
Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby, boy. Hell,
boy. Listen.
So you ride the ride like him. You ride the barbershop ride.
He trade with his feet up. Wee. Do you go wee?
I just ain't had
You go wee.
I don't sit with my elbows out like this.
Yeah,
I would go to the
not,
barber.
not
That's my
happening. Not happening. And then when they go in when they approach from the front, I move my legs to the side away from them because you're not about to put the meat on my kneecap.
Too. Keep your leg out the way and everything.
See, Monica, when Monica and them in the chair, see, this is how we were saying. Like when y'all in the chair, y'all roll around your head right in their titties. You're like, girl,
for real though. Like when that lady doing my eyebrows, her titties flop down on my head.
Yeah, you don't even care. You like, yeah.
Just get my eyebrows together.
Yeah, that's now. If somebody nuts was hanging in my face while I was getting any type of service,
the barber and cut.
It's got to cut the tape.
Take me out.
Cut the tape. Take me out. Oh man, this is hilarious, man. Good show, man.
No,
I
don't think about no.
Hey, like and subscribe.
Nothing,
We're not done. We're not done by any stretch of the imagination. But like and subscribe. Give us a call at 404-939-5189. Look at the ticker at the bottom. Send us questions, love, takes, ways we can improve the show, whatever it may be. Hit that number up and engage with us. Also subscribe on YouTube. We're gonna be giving away $100 gift card to Amazon once we hit 500 subscribers. Trying to get up in the algorithm and whatnot. And we hanging out with Monica, the cake, yoga, legs behind her head at 52
coder,
specialist, IT, like all of it. Just an overall Renaissance woman.
Hustler.
Hey,
getting it. But don't make eye contact with your barber either, bro. Y'all be making eye contact with your barber.
He about to have nightmares.
He got PTSD.
I just started going back to the barber, so
that nigga gonna wake him up tonight.
That's crazy.
I don't know what barber putting his meat on y'all's shoulder though.
Hey,
I know y'all sitting in the chair, dog. I just don't. You gotta explain it to because my barber pumped that motherfucker up.
Pump what up exactly?
Whoa,
the chair. Chair. He pumped the chair up. He pumped the chair up.
Hey Monica, at 52 years old, you say you love dick, so I know you're still in the market.
Oh yeah.
What's your goals? Do you want to get married? Do you want to get a? Oh, you're engaged. Shout out to that man.
Shout out. So how does he deal with you being everything, Miss Everything?
You know what? He is the most supportive person in the whole wide world. And I always say to him, because he's totally opposite of me. He's like totally introvert. He's very introverted. And he pulls a lot from my energy. So I'd be like, dude, I know I probably get on your nerves because I'm all over the place and I'm doing everything. I'm like, why didn't you go for a woman more like you? And he basically was like, it's because of who you are that I'm drawn to you.
That's why you can stretch.
You said opposite.
Yeah, find somebody can stretch. Find somebody that flexible at 52 ain't easy. I'll tell you that right now. You choose wisely, my man. Know your worth.
So
what does he do?
All that, even the book and everything before, and I talked to him about it. He was like, Monica, that's just you. He's securing himself. He's like,
what chapter is he in the book?
Yeah, what chapter he in the book?
Nobody has names in my book. Everybody has a code name.
Code name. All right, Karen Steffens, superhead over here.
Well, damn.
Whoa,
I don't know if I should take that as an insult or a compliment.
Yeah, no, because she used alias. She used aliases, except for when she got to the Diddy part.
She changed her life though. She's like a whole different. She got a different name on Instagram. She's not really into that.
Really?
She's not so superhead.
So she ain't sucking no more.
I think she's still doing that. Like,
just under.
I think that's just something you just quit on.
No.
She was passionate about it. Do you quit on your passions?
That's a God-given gift right there.
Yeah.
So what does he do?
Bless her.
What does he do?
He's an electrician.
Okay. Did he go to college too and stuff? Is he in the fraternity?
HBCU. He's an Omega. And he
you got Q dog, and he introverted as a Q dog.
He's an introverted Q dog.
Them dudes, man. When I was in college, they be around there biting. They be on the floor biting girls. Boy, them Q dogs. Wow. I don't know. He might be a sneaky extrovert.
No.
Cute cat.
Electrician, man. I know the sparks flew.
He ain't standing on business.
Yeah, because people people they just like, man, like, how do you deal with her? She just so, matter of factly, and he'd be like, well, she do love dick. Like, I mean, he's just
damn.
down for it. He's
That's a good foundation.
So he getting all that loving. He got to be ready then.
So, like, if he
be
want, I
tired.
tell him, if at any time you want me to shut it down, but
Is
see,
he
this
52
is the
too?
thing.
What's the age difference?
He's 4 years older than me.
Oh.
So he
And-
might can teach some
100
ED
pack,
classes.
57.
People not how to be the ED because if you love, then
What was that
he
class
can't
in-
possibly have ED at his age. He got to be a performer. He
What
be
was
in
that
there with the
class
LeBron
entail?
powder. What you say, Silk? He got the baby powder
if-
and he
if-
throw it up in there.
If you were going to that class, what would you like your expectations?
I ain't
be?
going
What
to
would
that
you want
class.
that class
I
to
ain't-
entail?
You wouldn't go to my yoga class? You not coming to my class?
Oh no, I go to your
he
yoga
said
class.
ED class, erectile
I ain't going to no.
class. I'm trying to.
I'm not going to no. I'm not going to no ED class.
What the fuck is an ED class?
I'm trying to. He said your husband should be doing one, so I want to know from his perspective what would be his expectation.
I'm saying
for such a
56,
class.
and the fact that she has a series about her shirt.
Right.
He has to bring it in the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
So
That don't
I'm
mean
saying
you got
at
ED.
56 and he's still knocking your head loose against the headboard and leaderboard, like you say, he got it at 56. He doing something right.
He may not be doing that
But
though.
why
'Cause
gotta be
have you-
called an ED class though?
So he could teach people not how to have it. He's the leader. He's showing them, hey, at 56, this is
You're
what I'm
struggling,
doing.
bro.
I'm shaking up the
Back away.
greens in the
Oh,
morning.
right.
I'm eating the carrots. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing yoga.
Yeah.
You know what
Just
I'm saying?
because she's active and love dick don't mean that he
has to be.
He's up for the task. No, have you
has
ever
to
met a
be.
woman like you think you're a freak, but you meet this chick and she show you
Oh,
that
you
you
can't
a
outfuck
freak?
a woman. You
I-
can't outfuck a woman.
You can.
No, you can't.
can.
You cannot outfuck a woman. You can't.
Yeah, just you can't. I've done it. What do you mean?
You
But
can't.
there is a woman out there. There is a woman out there where you think you such a freak, and then you meet a woman that just want it every 30 minutes, and you just like, all right, listen, I got saved yesterday,
Again.
and I can't be giving away myself till I'm married out of the clear blue sky because she just want to fuck every five minutes, you know?
Oh yeah.
Allegedly, that didn't happen to me.
That's some freak bull type shit. I like it.
You can't outfuck a woman. I'm gonna stand on that. Give me the stand on business.
So you might need to get the ED class then.
I don't need no ED class. I ain't got ED. He that's good. Like Sweet Logain, put that up there. She said anti-ED class. That'll be his class.
That's dude.
Because if he with Monica, he anti-ED. So
Dudes
he got
don't even want to tell each other they got ED. You think the class? You're not selling no tickets. This is bad marketing, bro.
You just said y'all ain't telling another brother that the meat
Right.
don't work.
So who
God,
gonna buy
it
the
might be
ticket?
anonymous. You can have ED anonymous.
EDA.
And they go meet in the back of the building. ED anonymous on the back of the yoga spot. They can walk through like they going to yoga, but they really going to anti-ED class.
Who wants to go sit in a room with a bunch of men that got whatever? All right, whatever. Let's move on. What else we got?
How long you been here?
No. So what's the best moment? Are there moments in your life that's better than sex?
Absolutely.
Like what?
At the point that I am in my life, I would rather have yoga. I would rather do yoga than have sex.
Oh damn.
Hmm.
You can get the right dick.
I ain't
then.
never had no yoga that good. I enjoy yoga, but you enjoy yoga a little bit too much.
I love yoga. Yoga is such.
Nut.
I thought you said you love dick. Well,
I love yoga.
You like dick. I love vagina, and there's no yoga class I've ever been to. That's pleasant.
From it. Well, that thing.
I have had moments. I think the birth of my kids was the best moment in my life.
But
ever.
sex led you to that too. So there you go.
Yeah.
You got rid of the trash bag, then you like, oh, good gosh.
Yeah. Paying off
Yeah.
my car. Not having a car note. That's better than sex.
Huh?
Not having a car note. Man, that's better than having sex, bro.
Give me the car note.
Give you the car note.
Give me the.
Nah, bro. I'm just saying for me.
And this is what people.
I mean, it's a good argument because some men pay for sex. So like, it's a good argument. It's a good conversation.
Now I got a slush fund. Now I got a sugar daddy fund.
Yeah, a little bit.
What's yours? What's yours, Silk? What's your best part?
Moments, man, it's a lot, bro. It's so many moments. Like I know I value like and love sex, but there's a lot of things and moments that I've had that's better than sex. You know, like just the accomplishments. You know, like hitting goals, whether it's like life, personal, spiritual goals, like all of that stuff. You get like different endorphins and different highs from. Um, so it's a lot, bro. Sex is a repeatable one that's like hard to say something's better than it because it's so repeatable and you can have sex all the damn time, right? And accomplishing goals like every day isn't the same, right? So it's just different highs that you get from accomplishing things and having sex. It's two different things, but childbirth is obvious. Um, you know, knowing a loved one overcame like cancer or sickness, getting back to good health, just good news, positive news, you know, all of that stuff, man. But like on a daily basis, bro, like just entrepreneurship, like the highs and lows of it is better than sex. Like the roller coaster ride, we could talk about the highs and things that are good, but sometimes the lows make the highs feel good. So I learned to even appreciate even the low moments, right? Because I know this thing called life. If I'm at a low, then that high moment is up next. Whenever I'm high, I know that low moment. So just life itself is my orgasm. Like that shit may sound crazy, but waking up, breathing, you know, on this journey with a purpose and intent, that's way bigger than just sex. And I think when we do, like I'm making these sex jokes, but when you can control that part of your life, you can control everything. Like food, sex, like the things we lust and want to, you know, bust the nut out there and fill our stomach with the good cakes and all the fattest of foods. Like if you could control those two things, like that discipline could take you far as fucking life. And like controlling my dick was definitely an obstacle. You know, that's a feat, you know, to be able to put mine over sexual desires. You know, a lot of men want to accomplish things because of sex. Women, being able to attain women, do things and all of that. But your purpose in a lot of things change when you get control of sex. So
I feel like hitting a 16 leg parlay better than sex. For sure. Hitting a 16 leg parlay.
I think you got. I think there's layers to it. Like
legs.
You can say a lot of things better than sex. If you just having sex, just have sex, then yeah. Like if you having like orgasmic, like real like love, like type sex, I think that's different. I think there's level to it. Like if you just busting nuts to bust nuts, then yeah, there's a lot of things better than sex. But if you having like passionate love, orgasmic sex,
that's different.
It's different.
Levels to this shit.
For me, bro, I feel you on that 100%. I feel you on that. But one of the things for me is when I pull open a Reese's and I pull it out the wrapper and none of the chocolates stick onto the black wrapper. That's like better than sex right there, bro.
That's real.
When I got a complete.
What kind of sex you having?
That's that 2.5
When I pull a complete, bro, y'all gotta understand, bro. Y'all gotta understand. There's levels to that shit, bro. When you got a complete Reese's and none of that chocolate wasted on the black. Boy,
if it's a 4-pack of Reese's, Monica, then that's longer than 2 minutes. So I get his vibe. He only doing it 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm not saying that's overall better than sex, but that's better than a moment in sex, bro. That's like a miracle. That means that was the right temperature. That Reese's was at the right temperature, and it just hit the shelf. It's still fresh, and you peel that wrapper back, and no chocolate wasted on that wrapper, and it came out whole.
Have y'all ever had?
Damn miracle.
Have y'all ever had? I know y'all about to say no, but I just gotta ask it because you know this is for a demographic out there. Have you ever had ecstasy or Molly induced sex?
No, I don't do drugs.
I've
never done drugs in my life. No, I just listen to people's stories.
Well, you haven't really had sex then.
I'm good.
You talk about on another level. No, I don't like this. Is from my younger days. I don't dabble in any of that these days, but I definitely have dabbled in it and tried that in the past. And shit's next level.
My homegirl said she didn't like it because she said it kept feeling like she would get to the mountaintop but couldn't come down. So she hates it. She said she'd never do it again. She said she would. She said she kept getting to the mountaintop and couldn't come down the mountain, and she was like, "I'll never do ecstasy again."
Got close to opening the Reese's Pieces and just couldn't open the bag.
You just got to keep going because that climax is going ahead. It just you just got to be committed to the to the ride and taking it all the way there. But that is a thing.
I'm gonna live through you on that one.
No, you can't live through me.
Oh, pause.
You never know, bro. It's same thing going like shrooms and all of that. It's the same type of vibes, bro. Of course. Like I never done heroin, but if you speak to like if you watch those shows of like people that have those addictions, they talk about how intense sex is under these narcotics and whatnot. Don't go do drugs and have sex. I'm not advocating that. We were just talking about sex, so I figure I elaborate a little bit on some past experiences. I get vulnerable on this show sometimes.
Shout out the vulnerability.
So
already transparency.
So with that, if it's 2 a.m., just walked in the crib, you got one shot to play a good song, R&B song to set the mood. She out of there. What you gonna play?
That's a good one, man. See, I don't want to get straight to like sexual music, right? So I don't want to just like run her all out. He trying to get me in the bed if I'm playing like some Silk or some 12 played by R. Kelly, which is y'all probably cancel me for that, but you know,
I wouldn't.
I still I still bump kills around here sometimes. That's just me. I don't play none of the weird Piper stuff. Once he says that, I hit next, but everything else I kind of let it ride. I'm gonna play some Snow Allegra, bro. Like I want you around. I want her to relax, you know, and like vibe out, get comfortable, light some incense, and it's an ambiance, and then you know she'll get comfortable and everything else will work itself out. But I want you around. My Snow Allegra is my vibe.
What about you, Monica?
Fortunate, Maxwell.
Yeah, see, they're gonna throw a red flags to her. She's gonna be like, yeah, he's trying to bust something down with that right there.
What about you, Trey?
Do you mind if I stroke you?
See what I'm saying?
Mine's gonna be Marvin C's Candy Liquor.
Huh?
Marvin C's Candy Liquor.
But you and these foods.
That's Marvin C's Candy Liquor.
He's licking the Reese's pack.
Marvin C's Candy Liquor, and I'm gonna follow it up with Isley Brothers Between the Sheets.
Okay. Oh, man.
But Marvin C's coming on. Candy Liquor.
All right, this is my last talk before we get out of here, man.
Okay.
And this is not even on the docket, really, but I'm gonna ask it. What is y'all balance? We just talking about like little mental health boundaries and all of that stuff. What is y'all balance of, you know, staying rational and sane with social media? Like, do you fast from this? Do you take a break? Because a lot of people are addicted to the scrolling and the screen life, and a lot of us don't even know it. So, what's y'all life to social media balance?
I don't take social media serious. Honestly, I see reality. Social media is just entertainment, really, for me. There's some serious things when you have good causes. It could be good and bad, but I take it. I take the break, put it down, engage, do things, play video games, hoop, workout. It's a whole world out there. I don't let social media consume me. If I feel myself getting mad that Sexy Red is doing numbers, I just put my phone down and walk away.
And for me, it is entertainment, but it's also business for me.
I bet your algorithms. Wow.
I promote a lot of my hustles across different social media platforms, and I get a lot of money from it. And I get paid by social media as well. So I do engage on it. But what I don't do is do a lot of scrolling, because there's so much negativity and there's so many keyboard warriors. So I pretty much never read comments because of that. And I don't do a whole lot of, just sitting up there and just scrolling. I mean, it was some people that, but I don't do a lot of that. So I pretty much use it for business and a few laughs, and I jump off because I'm busy.
Post and go. You post and go.
I post and go pretty much.
So what you said about the scrolling in comments, what I had to realize prior to engaging with people on comments, because I would pull up on comments, I had to just realize that really, remember how we was divided in school? You had the special ed kids and the regular kids. Right now, we don't know who's special ed. And a lot of them are in the comments. They're the special ed students. So I had to realize that I just don't need to interact with these special ed kids. Like you can read their comments and tell them, huh?
Was that you that came out and was talking about that on social media? About
Yeah.
how that was you that was saying that?
Yeah.
That's so, and I was like, he onto something.
Seriously, like if you read some of these comments, like they don't make sense. Like you read the comments, you like, bro, this don't make sense. That's a special ed kid. That's why. That is a special. I'm arguing with a special ed kid. That's why they don't get it. And I had to realize that, and that's why I stay out the comments now. I just look and I be like, special ed.
Yeah.
Yeah, they release them boys to the public with no supervision.
And we don't know who they are. They
dangerous.
amongst us, interacting with us in these groups, commenting, and you're just like, you can see it on a girl post. If a girl posts a picture, he like, ooh, girl, I'll drink your bath water. Hey, thanks for that.
No, it's something I'll drink the bath
Special
water.
ed.
No,
You say special ed?
I took good
special ed
classes.
right there. They
There's
out
3 people in my
themselves.
class because we were smart. Like I try to, I do the post and go as well, especially on Facebook. I don't even really I can't do Facebook at all. It's just a different animal. Well, on all of the apps, I've learned to just post and go. You got to engage a little bit more. But we've hired a social media team to run like our main network podcast and all the accounts that we're hiring and outsourcing that because like you gotta be cognizant of your mental health. There's like these apps, bro. I pay attention to my kids and see how much if I'm around, we at dinner, if they're just scrolling, I'm like, I start talking to them and trying to pull back the devices in that manner because like that shit is hypnotizing us a little bit, it's very unproductive. There'd be times where before I started like really cutting back on and paying attention to how much I use it, there were times where I would just, be having shit to get done, but get caught up in the loop, like of just scrolling, going, and then once that app is boring, going to the next app, and once that app is going to the next app, and then you're in this little loop of just going between social media for a good little minute, and it's just very unproductive. And then you start to feel that shit, like you feel unhappy, sad. Like I felt good, got on social media, seen some shit, and it disturbed my day, because you just when you open that app, you're taking in war. Like there's so much like outside, like there's so like just people, you're taking in death, murder, war, news all around the world. It's nonstop. It's not like our parents grew up. Like I don't think our brains are made to consume all of the information, all of the fucking entertainment, all the deaths. Like you hear about so many people dying, and like we're becoming numb to it in a lot of senses, man. So yeah, I pay attention to my screen time. Still trying to cut back because I think they help. Like I feel better when I'm not on these apps. I have to go on it because we make content. That's where we got to post our content. But you got to pay attention to those screen times.
I think mentally, I just don't give a fuck about shit that people gotta say. I don't let it bother me at the end of the day because half these people I don't even know. Half these people I'm not gonna run across. Half these people don't even sit next to me, do anything. So I don't know. I think I'm just shut off to it. I see it and I'm just like, that's crazy, and just keep going. I don't let it affect my day. Now.
You don't think social media affects you at all?
Honestly, no. Honestly, I feel no. I would have to sit down and think about it, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I really don't. I just think
there's research like even on like chasing the what do they call them? I'm forgetting the word for it, but there's just certain things that trigger your brain as you're looking at it. That's why it's so addicting, like TikTok and all of that. Like correct, endorphins and it's another word that I'm missing here, but dopamine. Stacks, I appreciate Stacks putting that in the comments there. But the dopamine, the addiction part of like what social media is, like they've done research and they know that's how they get us. That's how they hook us. And that's why these apps are so addictive because the average brain gonna take in, certain things, certain images, certain content, and it's gonna become addictive. The likes, the notifications, all of that becomes addictive, to a certain extent. It took me a little while to be, real with myself and just doing some self-evaluation, saying like, yeah, this does affect like my moods here and there. It does affect like, my productivity. It does affect like my happiness, sadness, whatever it may be. Like sometimes I get like super like, bro, you could go in there, and I guess it depends on your algorithms, but you could go in there and you can see war in the Congolese, right? Just like mass murders. Like there's no way people can see these murderings or George Floyd death, that the black people we saw get killed on social media. Like that time during the pandemic, it affected my mindset to a very high degree because I'm watching black people get killed all the time via my phone, right? You know, and then I'm watching wars, I'm watching pandemic, all this stuff is happening on my phone. I think that all of that affects our brain and how we are to some degree.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. My algorithm be full of horse hood videos, like horse fairs, the lions and hyenas fighting, Indian food, street food. That's a big one on my algorithm. I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm on that side. I don't know. But
Yeah,
no, I'm not looking for this. It just pops up, bro. Like,
yeah,
I have to constantly tell like social media I'm not interested in this. Try to clean up your algorithms, but fighting, all that stuff, bro, it's just violence. It's just like all over social media, and it's hard
it
to
don't
like
be on mine.
even from sex, right? It's titties everywhere, bro. I cannot get on social media without seeing titties, booty, like
share that with me.
sexual stuff, like conversations. Like you got Instagram, just go on your Discover feed. You click Discover and put your phone right here, right now. I guarantee it's titties. Bet me $100.
Let's see.
I don't care what your algorithm say. Go to your Instagram, hit Discover and put it to the screen. I guarantee you're gonna see titties and booty every time.
Can y'all see it?
No.
No, we can't see it.
Oh man,
damn. You know that.
There you go.
Yep, titties.
We can't see that.
I see them from a
Ain't
distance.
no titties on there.
I see them titties from a distance. You got titties.
Ain't no titties on there.
Oh yeah.
Ain't none. It's food. It's food. And somebody eating a turtle. Some steaks.
Yeah, we know you got food in your algorithms.
You know it. I told you I be watching that Indian street food, man. I'm addicted to that.
I literally don't even use Instagram, but like I go on the Discover feed, and that's what's exactly gonna be there every time. What's up? Nah, you got to screenshot it. Just screenshot it and send it to the group chat.
All right.
No, he ain't gonna do that. He gonna scroll down.
I don't know. Maybe just because I think that's a benefit of having ADHD. That shit we can forget. We just forget what we looked at anyway.
Go ahead and shoot that screenshot, Playboy.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
No, I'm with y'all, man. I don't have too much buy-in to social media, but I do know the impact of it just off of like stuff I've been like documentaries and people like celebrities and stuff that come out and say, hey, look, the people that make these apps don't even let their kids or use these apps for a reason. So
yeah.
Once you know the effects of it, and I think it is a drug, and we really don't know what's going to happen to it until like later on down in life, and we'll see. I think people are addicted to their phones. They're doing research right now. Well, they're putting out ads to say, would you 100%. Get rid of your phone for X amount of dollars? And a lot of people won't do it.
I'm one of them. But I run so many businesses from my phone.
Yeah.
So it is. It's addictive. Because all I'm thinking about is the money I'm losing if I'm not involved.
It's cool. You know, it's good to be aware and mindful of it. That way you can, like at the top of the year, and this was difficult for me because I run every business we got is ran through the internet, through our phones. Like I do so much business on that damn phone. That's why phones are like over $1,000 now, because like they know how important phones are to us at this point, right? Like they could keep raising the price of phones, and like we're gonna keep paying because they that important. So we paying computer prices for that device in our hand. But I did a week off of social media and just did a whole fast. No Twitter, no Instagram, no YouTube, nothing for a week. And bro, I got so much done. I felt like so more at peace. But when I got back, it felt like I was gone for like a half a year when I did get back on. Like time and stuff moves so fast, bro, on these devices, and they can be distracted.
I figure out, Nova, why you got this naked black man and white man on the beach?
Now you lying.
You see what I'm saying? I told you it was sexual stuff.
Nah, they doing pull-ups.
Yeah,
They're doing pull-ups.
100%. We got to wrap it up. We're over 2 hours. We appreciate you for hanging out with us, Monica. We got
Appreciate you,
shout out.
Monica.
Tell people where they can find you at.
You can find me on Facebook, MonicaGraham.1, Instagram at MLGraham62. That's the same as YouTube. And my TikTok is MG Does Yoga.
How they order them cakes?
Oh yeah.
Order the cake, just hit me up in the DM and we go from there. That's how it started. Is hitting me
What's
up.
the
You
wait
can't come
time?
into a comment and be like, I want a cake. Because I just told you I don't look at comments. You're gonna get ignored. So you have to direct message me.
What's the wait time for them cakes?
I would prefer a 3-day notice.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Hey, what's the when's your next yoga class? I'm gonna pull up.
Saturday at 9 a.m.
Where? Yeah, text me. Shoot me.
You in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Yeah. He in there. You don't see the background? He ain't pump faking
Well,
with it.
shit. I mean, I'm thinking it can be virtual. I mean.
Oh yeah.
I mean, yeah, the background's virtual. Like he ain't in no penthouse with that background.
Oh no. They got me in the sky. They got me in Skyami.
When's your significant other's ED class? Casanova gonna pull up.
We ain't got nothing to do with that shit right there.
There's no waiting list for that one, so he gonna be the first
No
one.
wait list.
I'm gonna teach y'all. I'm gonna hold a barber etiquette class, a barber chair etiquette class, so y'all don't get touched by meats at the barber chair.
Nah, you know how to ride the roller coaster ride. You tuck all your shit in so you don't get spent around and touch no meat at the barbershop experience. That's crazy.
He ain't about to get off on me. He got to get off on me. Player.
You must have heard horror stories and just start tucking your elbows in.
Shout out to Red Eye, Stacks, Quinn, Chi Chi, Joelle, Sunshine, everybody for stopping through, man. Dom, Nikki, all the people that came through today, showed us
Sweet and
love.
low.
Thank you,
Shout out Sweet and
Monica,
Low.
for coming by, blessing us with your presence, giving us some yoga knowledge, cake knowledge, hustle knowledge, IT knowledge. I'm gonna talk to you about that coding because that's something I'm gonna do. Getting into in a couple
After
years.
the ED class, he gonna do that.
All right, thank y'all for having me. And Trey, we'll be in touch. I'll get you my information so you.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna pull up for real.
Okay.
All right.
Already. Hey, peace, love, and blessings. See y'all on Sunday. It's the Culture Uncut podcast every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday.
Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, man.
Baby. Hey, Trey, we got to ban that sound that you're doing right there, but that's unrighteous. To be honest with you.
I'm standing on business.
Mm-hmm.
I should leave out with that, right? I feel like I should play that.
Yeah, leave out with that.
Get out of here. I gotta play it one time before we get out of here, man. One time for the great one, man.
I don't feel like you standing on business. I don't feel like you standing on business, nigga.
This is Paige, the co-host of Giggly Squad. I use Uber Eats for everything, and I feel like people forget that you can truly order anything, especially living in New York City. It's why I love it. You can get Chinese food at any time of night, but it's not just for food. I order from CVS all the time. I'm always ordering from the grocery store. If a friend stops over, I have to order champagne. I also have this thing that whenever I travel, if I'm ever in a hotel room, I never feel like I'm missing something because I'll just Uber Eats it. The amount of times I've had to Uber Eats hair items like hairspray, deodorant, you name it, I've ordered it on Uber Eats. You can get grocery, alcohol, everyday essentials in addition to restaurants and food you love. So in other words, get almost anything with Uber Eats. Order now. For alcohol, you must be legal drinking age. Please enjoy responsibly. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This podcast is brought to you by Aura. By the time you hear about a data breach, your information has already been exposed for months. On average, companies take 277 days to report a breach. That's 9 months where hackers have access to your personal data. That's why we're thrilled to partner with Aura. Aura is an all-in-one digital safety solution that monitors the dark web for your phone number, email, and social security number, sending real-time alerts if your info is found. It also includes a VPN, password manager, and data broker removal to help keep you safe. For a limited time, Aura is offering a 14-day free trial plus a dark web scan to check if your personal information has been leaked, all for free at aura.com/safety. That's aura.com/safety to sign up and protect your loved ones. That's AURA.com/safety. Terms apply. Check the site for details.
Your customers are scrolling past your social ads, using ad blockers, and paying for ad-free streaming. But when they're listening to a podcast, they're hearing Acast ads, which are 4.4 times more engaging than with display ads. So, if you want real attention, start advertising on podcasts with Acast. Start today at go.acast.com/ads.